Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a wonderful night tonight. Honestly, I don't have anyone else to blame. I had to reset my PC with 5 minutes ago because my audio wasn't working. So nobody else to blame this time for the gayness and the lateness. That's on me. So
it's all your fault.
But yes, it actually is this time. But while we're here, before we get into the night's festivities, we have lots of little funny things to talk about and some not so funny things with the apparent bloodbath of the industry starting. But we are joined by the Spaz guy who recently made a video on a M16A2 or something that I pinned in chat. So if you want to see some real new YouTube cringe, some cutting edge YouTube cringe, go ahead and check that out. And then we have one of the best OG mod pages, back from the dead. Sorry. Meme pages, back from the dead. Mod Zero Memes. How's your night going?
It's going good.
Heck yeah. It's kind of a little bit of a variety stream tonight because we have a good mix, let's say. Let me pull this up here. So we have Trench Grenade getting roasted on the Anti-Hero podcast in front of several thousand people. So that was interesting. They made some points there. If you remember the back and forth that we had with Trench responding to GBRS on this live stream, and then I actually messaged Valhalla saying if he wanted to do a stream with Trench, he balked at that. So then they went on this channel and did this, which is funny. It's about a 4-minute clip. It's a little funny, and then there's a few things to actually respond to in it. We have a vintage hop crash out on Twitter. Or formerly known as Twitter, now X, about the 320. And then we have, I forgot that this was going to play now. We have Sig introducing a new 320, very bold. And then all of the companies in the industry are falling apart at the same time.
It's
big sad. Yeah.
Big Friday night stream, a lot of topics.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where we're trying to round up the rest of the things that we definitely, and maybe if we have time, we'll look into some ancient Russian crazy man training shooting each other streams. Which
hell yeah,
yeah. Which
I know exactly what you're talking to.
Yeah, that was a rabbit hole to go down. So that might, if we need some levity after we talk about all the companies going under, that might be something fun to take a look at.
Right.
But getting us started, Logan sucks at shooting, but he doesn't suck at handing over that credit card info, says lay and gate for $9.99. Logan starting us off. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Logan.
We'll take his money. It's ours now.
Ours? What are you talking about, Conrad?
No. You see, we're going to play towards the company M240 Bravo, okay?
Oh, that's right. Yes, because we were discussing
talking about
buying a 240.
Yes, we will group buy a 240, and the West Coast can have it for 2 hours. The East Coast can have it for 2 hours. Shipping times may vary, mind you.
No, it's got to be like on a 2-week cycle.
2 weeks, you get the M240 Bravo.
Yeah. So half the time it spends, like your favorite YouTubers' children. Sometimes they spend the weekend one place, sometimes they spend it at a different place.
My lawyer has recommended I not speak on that topic.
I didn't say any names. I'm just
nice. Sorry.
Jake for $1.99 says, wait, I didn't know there was a stream tonight. Yes, you did, you liar. Everybody tagged you. Tarek for $2 says, would have been more, but I refused to reward tardiness. That is a good example. Honestly, you should withhold funds for being so late in game. But we appreciate it nonetheless. Todd and Dogs says, oh no, for $5 says, Trenchy is not the tranny cross-dresser you want, but def the one you need that your mom said we already have at home. Guys, go ahead and subscribe to my Patreon or something like that. Thank you for the $5. Oh, ouch. We're 2 minutes in, and the Trench hate has started. I haven't even played the clip yet. Unbelievable.
Right now, this is good timing.
Poor guy.
Jake for $20 says, I skipped a classifier to be here, so take my match money. Well, actually skipped to be with my kid. Well, I hope you and your kid have a wonderful night tonight. And do something fun. I actually went shooting today, and my son is about 4 years old, and he's just old enough to be around me while I'm shooting and not get in my way. So he was like doing the timer and doing different stuff with me today and just kind of hanging out. So that was fun.
We'll give him a cricket with a suppressor. He'll be the little gremlin. Okay, you'll put
maybe for his 5th birthday, which is coming up in a couple months, we'll do something like that. So, but thank you for the $20, and I hope you and your kid have a great time, Jake. Guy does a thing which looks like competition for $1. Actually, that guy might look a little familiar. I wonder if I know who that guy is. Zifon for $5 says lots of good topics today. Trench Grenade and Richard confirmed lovers. Well, Richard is still on assignment, doing stuff and things, and I won't tell you who those people are. So we'll have to we'll move on from that for now. He may or may not make an appearance at some point. But have either of you guys seen this episode yet? And know the clip that we're about to watch?
Earlier in the Discord, somebody mentioned it, and I thought, that's funny. And then I continued on.
Yeah.
Forgot what the topic was.
So if you're not familiar, I got to pull this up so you guys have context of this. So Valhalla VFT is a gentleman that has kind of a variety show where he talks about a little bit of everything, you could say. Talks about influencers, talks about special forces. Obviously, it's very vet focused. He also does some training, which he just posted to his Instagram. So he offers a variety of service as serious and also entertainment. Now, he went after, let me see if I can find it on here. He went after Trench Grenade. This one. Drill Sergeant furiously attacks Navy SEAL DJ Shipley, which is him going after Trench Grenade. Trench Grenade had made a video about how, what was it? They were doing something kind of silly. They were firing without sights on the rifle as like instinctive shooting. And so I posted a meme about that because I'm like, that's funny. That's silly. You're not really testing anything by doing that. You're not really gaining any information by doing that.
Yeah.
But Trench took it a step further and said that it was, I believe, negligence and like explicitly unsafe. And he has his own context for that, so I don't want to put words in his mouth. But that video, the response to that was terrible. He ended up taking it down. He lost like 400 or 500 subscribers over that video. And then this video, kind of mogging on Trench, gets 270,000 views.
It gets triple of what happened to him. That's crazy.
Well, gets 10 times his subscriber count. I think his video only had like 10 or 15,000 views.
Really?
Oh,
and then it got taken down because he's like,
he took the video down. So that is the backstory. And now this is the Anti-Hero podcast, which actually does really good work. They were doing a lot of the deep dives into Tim Kennedy's book, which I watched basically all of those episodes that they did. So they were the guys actually going through it, checking with people, because I believe the guy on the left is former Navy SEAL CAG.
Delta. That guy's Delta.
Okay. Delta. And then the guy on the right is former military active cop or
active.
Combination. Okay. Yeah. So they're in the know. So they contacted people, to figure out what was true and what wasn't. So they actually did a lot of the journalistic stuff when it came to looking into Tim Kennedy's book, what was the name of that? Scars and Stripes or something like that, which was also a knockoff of an earlier title. So they've done a lot of really good. So I want to be clear. I actually like everybody on the panel. I think the Anti-Hero guys do a great show. It's very vet focused, and they call out, their own. That's kind of their forte, I would say. And Valhalla VFT kind of does a mix of everything, but obviously very, they do really good stuff. So if you want long form podcast type material where they do deep dives, and I think they also have a weekly live stream. And this live stream on Thursday, Valhalla was a vet, and Trench gets brought up. So I thought this would be, it's a little funny, and there's also a couple things to respond to in it. So we'll go ahead and let this play.
Yeah, I never did. That's true.
And not even every combat deployment. The guy uses words. I don't want to misquote him. That's why he got Valor Awards for every deployment he's ever been on.
Yeah,
and he's been on 20 deployments. So
20 Valor Awards.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Boom.
That's actually true.
I really want to talk about the Tim Kennedy DC thing.
We're catching up.
Okay.
That entire story you just told was true.
Okay.
Joshua, $20. Valhalla, I served with that trench grenade dude, DS.
Oh,
you did a video on a while ago. He's made more videos since then, calling you guys and GBRS out. Opinion on that nerd. Also, he used to wear a 173rd patch deployed. Never did.
Did you guys see that video?
Who's the one talking?
So the guy
Ew.
donates $20 saying like, hey, I worked with Trench. Trench doesn't have a CIB. That's all. I'm just a civilian. I don't care. That's all. Like they can argue about that sort of stuff.
Right.
But Trench also did call Valhalla VFT fat, and Valhalla VFT is not fat. He's in very, very good shape. No, do I have to go to his Instagram to show you guys? He's not fat.
Let's see it.
For
educational purposes, of course.
For research purposes, Valhalla VFT. And now, because of, I've talked to Trench and whatnot, I reached out to Valhalla because Trench asked me to, saying, hey, do you want to actually talk it out on a live stream? And Valhalla said no. So that's my only interaction with Valhalla VFT.
Okay.
Perfectly pleasant. He was just like, I don't want to, give him my platform, basically. Oh, wait.
That's a fair take.
Yeah, no, when we had a pleasant time talking to each other. But if we look at it right here, we can see like this is the guy obviously in good shape, and he's doing some training content. Now, being a trainer, that puts you to a higher level of criticism. So like if you want to critique like his shooting or whatnot, I think that's very fair. Because especially he's charging money for people to come take his classes. And he looks very competent. It's very deliberate. It's not like super high speed or anything like that. But he does offer those classes. And again, I don't have anything against any of these guys, but he's definitely not fat.
For educational purposes, that short seemed perfect. Like, okay, we're here.
Well, and I'm not sure if that was like a demo during a class or whatnot.
Right.
He was very deliberate. He's very competent, deliberate.
Right.
It's not like, if somebody was running that course, they try to do it a lot faster, but that's, maybe that's not the point of what he was doing there. So.
Right. Sorry.
Talking about like
DJ Shipley being fucking unsafe and negligently discharging a
and then using wrong terminology the whole time. He was talking about like instinctive shooting or something like that, or shooting without a sight, and he's like, that's not what that means.
Yeah. So
was he a drill sergeant?
He is a drill sergeant.
Well, do you think maybe he was making his point to break into the internet just by saying some wild shit?
So here, I'll give some backstory.
That'd be his best play.
One of my buddies, I guess, has followed him for a while. I was just like we do, right? You're scrolling YouTube, you're looking for ideas, looking for content, because we have to do that in our space. And I see this random video.
Brent's like, I am the content.
Yeah. I see this random video about DJ Shipley negligently discharging and how unsafe he is. So like, and I know DJ, so I'm like, okay, what the fuck's going on with this?
So that's where Trench gets into a lot of the problems, is he sees something that's like a little goobery. And instead of, and I don't mean that just because it's GBRS group, but he sees something a little silly, but then he takes it to the maximum extreme possible and is like, they negligently discharged 100 times in this video. And it's like, well, no, they were pointed in a safe direction at a target. They hit the target every time. We can say that, hey, I don't think this training has any real value and it's a little silly.
Right.
But I would never say that this is dangerous or negligent. Right. So that's the problem he gets into. Excuse me.
Oh,
I think I caught it just in time.
I was going to say, point shooting's a thing. That makes sense in my head coming in blind. I'm like, okay, point shooting makes sense. Taking off your sights, I mean, just take off your red dot, leave the irons down. In a sense, what he's saying makes sense, but like going and saying, this is stupid, completely irrelevant.
Well, or dangerous, right?
Right.
The argument was that he was shooting at like 5 yards into a target with a big berm. There was nothing dangerous going on at any point in time, right? So to construe that as like negligent discharges or dangerous, I don't agree with that at all. And that's where you get made fun of, right? As opposed to being like, hey guys, I don't think there's any real training value to this. You take it to the maximum extreme, and well, now you get made fun of and get 300,000 views of people clowning on you.
Right.
So then I watch it and I think it's satire. So I'm watching it for like 3-4 minutes. And I literally am like, dude, this guy is fucking hilarious. I'm literally like, I fucking love this kid, right? Like, because I thought it was all satire. And then I'm like 4 minutes into it, 5 minutes into it, 6 minutes into it. I'm like, whoa, wait, is he serious? And I drop down to the comments section and all of his fans are like just roasting him. You're fucking retarded, right? And so then I'm like, oh shit, he's serious.
Poor guy.
So then I make a video on it because obviously like
that's how I found out about it. I saw your video.
Yeah, I saw your video.
Yeah.
And you guys know, it's like, and I said it in the video, I'm like, DJ Shipley probably is not doing unsafe things on the range. Like, but it's like Brent, like if Brent was out demonstrating something, you'd be like, yeah, he just negligently just charged that. Fucking. Like, probably not. But no, I mean, I think that he's put out a bunch of content after.
Didn't he take that video down?
Yes.
Yes.
He did?
Yeah. So I did my video on his response.
You probably did that.
Yeah.
You probably,
the next day, it was within the 24 hours of my video being up. He removed the video and he tried to get me to come on his live stream. And I'm like, what do you, bro? You're a drill sergeant.
You everything
with no CIB.
Yeah.
No combat experience. And you want me to come debate you about tactics? And I'm like,
So again, this is where I reached out on the behalf of Trench Grenade saying, hey, do you want to come on and just talk it out live? Right. And I think it was going to be on my channel or on Trench's channel, but he didn't respond to Trench. He did respond to me. We had a nice little back and forth, but essentially it was like, it's not worth it for me to come on your show and talk to him when, in his opinion, Trench is not to his level to have that conversation with, right? But not my thing.
Yeah,
I'm not going to go on there and debate tactics with somebody.
Yeah.
These guys are knowledgeable. I'm not denying anything like that. They know what they're talking about.
Look, says CI bullied. Oh,
I don't think I would be comfortable because these guys are veterans. I am a fucking civilian. I'm nowhere near what these guys maybe have done.
Well, so I think that is an area that people like say, oh, I can never critique these guys for what they do. I don't believe that. I believe that everybody is open to critique. However, I wouldn't try and critique something that I know nothing about. Like,
right, exactly. Sorry, I think that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Why?
What? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, why is this just the kind of content that Trench makes? I haven't paid attention to him in a very, very long time. I don't say that in a negative way. I try to respect everybody. Everybody's got a little bit of something that you can glean from everyone. So I'm not dunking on Trench, but
so this is the latest video. So I watched this one, State of the World, but I haven't seen this one yet. This is the civilian body armor is worthless. So like I said, what he does is he usually takes like a relatively tame take, like spending $2,000 on body armor probably isn't worth as much as spending $2,000 on training, right? There's a regular take. But then you say civilian zoning body armor is retarded and stupid, and it's going to get you. It's like now we've taken it to the next level, right? And that's the problem.
Yikes.
So, I mean, but his videos are a mix of drill sergeant instructional knowledge, which is like basic tactics, rifleman stuff. He does burn downs, and he does State of the Worlds, where he basically goes through some of the high profile news. And like, again, he has takes like the American Minuteman doesn't need NVGs, which might be a reasonable take with some caveats in there, right? That you don't need to spend 40K on NVGs to, survive in the Teotihuacan or whatever it happens to be in your fantasy land. There's like normal good takes in there that happen to have all this other stuff thrown on top of it and then taken to the nth degree, and now it becomes unreasonable, right?
Right.
Got it.
So, but he also has some good videos like Dead Caliber Theory. He talks about, the different firearms. He talks about, that's a video of mine that he posted up there.
His shotgun videos back in the day, that's where I first found out about him. Those were actually pretty interesting, like use case and stuff like that. It was
very early on. Very early on, it was all content like that, and then it kind of changed to be a little bit more aggressive, and then a little bit more aggressive, and then almost, I don't want to say clickbaity, because he actually talks about the things in his titles, but it's just the takes go like one step further than they need to, and now it's into where people are going to make fun of you for it.
Yeah.
And I talk to Trent all the time. I don't have a problem with what he does, but it's if you continue to do that over and over and over again, you're going to be known as the guy who goes that extra step, and that's why he gets clowned every time I bring him up in the comments, right?
It's like the
chat goes wild.
Yeah,
but
he tries to do a funny zany thing out in class, and everyone's just like, "Oh,
I don't understand why he feels obligated to to do that. Like,
Right.
it's just going to cause problems. Why do it?
I agree with multicam. Arm Scholar is the worst gun page on YouTube.
Yes,
I agree.
It's guns.
Yeah, that is 3 videos a day of the same thing.
It's
God. Well, I do know
Sorry,
one
man,
page
I can
that's
give
worse,
you
but
a platform for that.
Yeah,
right.
Because you know how it is. It's like everybody that gives us shit for like veterans attacking veterans.
Yeah.
That's a kid who's actually trying to like leverage
Yeah,
the name
yeah.
off of people like Brent or me or DJ. And it's like, I'm not going to give you a platform.
Could you imagine the audacity of this? So starters, I'll make fun of SEALs. You can make fun of your little brother. I can make fun of my little brother. You can't make fun of my little brother.
Right.
The audacity this dude has as a non-combat drill basic training instructor
to tell DJ Sip
to
Shipley
nitpick a SEAL Team 6 hardened combat operator and critique his gun handling skills.
And extreme.
See, that is the comment that I actually wanted to respond to. It's like, how dare you talk about DJ Shipley's gun handling skills? I mean, listen, I don't know, like as just like a regular shooter, some of it's a little silly, some of it's a little goofy, and nobody is above critique, especially when you're asking us dirty civilians multi-$1,000s to go to your training courses, right? It's like, well, you're up for
how much they are.
Some of the multi-days are in between $1,000 and $2,000
just for a day.
Yes. Well, the multi-days are like, I don't know if it was them specifically looked at, were like $1,200 to $1,500.
Yo,
I think so. They're not cheap. They're not the most expensive. Like a 2-day Ben Steger class is $600.
Hell yeah.
Or hear me out. You and your buddies take a couple MREs, download some YouTube videos, go in the woods, watch the YouTube videos, and be like,
mag dump into trash.
Yeah, mag dump into trash. You got to do that as well. That's very important for training purposes. Okay.
Yeah, like $750 a day, something like that. They're on the more expensive side of things, and they're leveraging their history, their experience to demand those prices, and people will pay them because the content looks good. They are knowledgeable in what they do. Although it's funny, somebody like GBRS, they'll get critiqued by other SEAL CAG guys and made fun of, right? But I think just everybody's open to critique. That's my point.
Yeah.
And I don't think that, this guy saying like the audacity of Trench Grenade to go after DJ Shipley. It's like, well, if DJ Shipley does something stupid, Trench is as entitled as anyone else to go after somebody for doing something stupid.
That guy on the left there is also an instructor. He's a law enforcement instructor. That's just for context.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was just a little out of context, if that's not exactly what he meant there. Because again, I like the anti-hero podcast. I like Valhalla. I don't have a problem with any of these guys, but I just don't. I want to respond to that specific comment, as if some of these guys are above critique. Not what they did overseas. We're never taking away anything. Any of their 20 deployments, with Valor ribbons on every single one or something. Nobody's ever going to take that away from you. But when you are, trying to do something on the civilian side or charging people thousands of dollars to attend your courses, you are up for critique in how you do this. Especially if you shill products, right? On like their last video was on PSA, and Sig is a big sponsor of them too. So
weren't they shilling for what's the shittiest AK you can buy? Can I curse? Is that okay?
You can. You can say anything you want on this show.
Anything but the one word.
No, that's been said on this channel as well.
Oh my!
I'm gonna say it.
We'll talk about that later. I gotta know who did that.
Overton Windex. I have him on the show the first time he's talking, and then he just like 2 minutes in, he has a little monologue about it. I'm like,
you know what? Hell yeah.
Okay. With a critiquing part. It's like you can critique the president, right?
Oh, I forget. Oh, Century. Yeah, it was a Century Arms AK that they did a video on. I was like, you got of all AKs, the ones that head spacing was so terrible they would literally blow up after about 2,000 rounds back in the day.
Right.
Like, hell yeah.
US made Centuries, right?
Yeah.
So this was a video that I made fun of a little bit. I had a little meme about this. So it's carbine natural point of aim, so no optic, and they're shooting at like 3 to 5 yards. And I just don't feel like there's any real training value in there. And it's something that I actually did go out and do. And I was like, this is like really easy when you're that close to the target. It's almost like it doesn't matter.
Of course, it's point shooting. You're like 2 yards. Okay, barrel's here. Wow. How did that work?
Yeah, but you can tell that like in their Saber 15 review, that they did that we covered last week. I mean, it's objectively sponsored by PSA, as they're saying. This is
the
Saber.
guys.
Gay. I own a Saber.
Well, and also like AAC ammo, like
Yeah,
definitely not sponsored. So listen, these guys are not above critique. That's all I'm saying.
Right. I thought these were completely different people. I didn't realize it was the same people we were dogging on for like Puddle State. Yeah, here's our ammo.
Yeah.
It's
well, so
great. It never fails.
Goobers. That's Goobers.
Right.
That's not Anti-Hero, but Anti-Hero is, sweeping for GBRS who made those videos, right? So they're saying, "Hey, DJ Shipley, like, how dare you attack him?" And I'm like, "Well, I'll do it." Well, they all kind of look the same. It's like bearded guys with tats and cigars. That's there's a stereotype. Okay?
I mix them
all
up. It's very easy.
All mid-40s bro vets look the same. That's all I'm saying. Okay, you all look the same.
It's a type.
Hell yeah.
An extremely well respected one too. Nobody's like, you can feel however you want about GBRS. Personally, I'm a big fan. I love Cole and DJ's content, but like however you feel about all the stuff going on, to try to be like, I know more about tactics than this guy as a guy who's never seen combat.
That's bold maneuver, Cotton.
I was just thinking that. Let's see how this plays out.
We still got it. We still got it.
Apparently he lost like fucking 400 or 500 subscribers off that video. So.
If he lost 400 or 500, that means he owes YouTube 200 subscribers.
But no, I mean, whatever, man. Like, it is what it is. I get the idea, right? Like punch up and like.
Yeah,
I hope it works. I don't know.
It didn't work out. He had to take the video down. It didn't work out.
Yeah, I mean that's really it. But yeah, it did not work out well in that circumstance for him.
Right.
All right. Well, now on to another one of GBRS's favorite topics. We can go on to Sig and the hop defense of the Sig P320.
Where is he?
If he wants to come on, he can come on. I didn't send him an invite, but if he wants to come on, I'll send him a link. I don't know if he's actually in chat.
Where's Hop? I was
where Hop?
Where Hop at? Yeah.
Well, no, we're just talking about his take, because I think it's
probably on a plane. He's on his way down.
That's right.
Okay. To talk about DMs, I texted him because I'm like, oh, cool Bushnell site, and he responded last night. He might be on a plane. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll wait for a second. But if he is available, yeah, I'd have him on. PSA Firearms for $4.99 says Trench spends half his time polishing barrels and the other half cruising grinder for someone to pull his trigger.
Hell yeah.
Thank you very much, PSA Firearms, for the $4.99.
I swear to God,
SB89. It might be. SB89 for $2 says where Hop. Hop is on the thumbnail. He is busy killing the rest of the industry. PSA Firearms for $4.99 says don't put words in his mouth, just everything else. Bone emoji. Unbelievable. PSA Firearms, they have a hate boner for Mr. Oh, hey, it's perfect. Hop says he is in a loud, crowded Airbnb full of drunk retards. Well, listen, Hop, get them all. We'll talk about 320 together.
Time.
Fuck it.
We have one drink. Maybe 5 more would do the best.
Every Trench video is him just posting pedigree and calling anyone who doesn't follow mill doctrine dumb. We aren't all jar-headed grunts, bro. So yeah, a lot of his content is like, well, here is how the military does it, and that is how it must be done. But it's about trying to blend the military doctrine with the overlap of like the Minuteman or the prepared individual or whatnot. Not everything works the same as in military doctrine, which is why I don't particularly care about military doctrine. So when he was talking about like different rifle standards for different stuff, I'm like, that doesn't really apply for me. Right. I'm not interested in that. So if he's like, well, hey, this is good because it passed this, I'm like, I don't care. That's big army stuff. It's not my stuff.
Right. It's nice to take tidbits from military stuff. Like if you want to read a couple things for groups, like guerrilla warfare, if you want to read a couple books, bombs, if you want to read a couple things from the military, it's neat. But like taking it and making it every single thing that you need to do in the civilian world is completely different from taking stuff from the military and applying it to a civilian concept.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jake says there was another mention of Trench later on, and Trench allegedly said some pretty cringe stuff in VFT and Demons. If I remember correctly, he made a couple of community posts, again calling him fat, like talking down to Valhalla VFT.
Yeah,
which didn't work out well because he was probably a little upset because he was already getting mogged by 300,000 people watching that video plus his own fans. So he was probably latching out a little bit at that. So I mean, do I want to go back and see if Trench still has his community posts up from back then? I don't know if that's really worth it. Because I remember him coming on this show and being like, listen, man, it's like he was going through like a list of things that he had done and how he was superior. He was basically having a pedigree off with Valhalla. And I don't think that was going to end well.
That never ends up well. It's, oh, my dick's bigger than yours. No, my dick's bigger than yours. Like, just kiss, like, who cares?
Okay, this is actually really funny. Should you notice they support Israel financially and militarily? No, is just a picture of Iraq veteran 1488.
That's funny.
That is funny. It's a long. Oh, and then he also had a take on the 320, which he kind of alluded to the fact that it may have been staged, which is that's a take one could have. This was a while ago though, so I don't know if he left him up.
320. How dare you discharge my?
Is that a 320?
That's a crate. I loved that stream.
The recent 320.
Yeah, the one that blew up
staged
at AHT. Well, he said it looked fishy and that it may have been staged.
He's like, I think
tell that to the hole in the guy's shoe.
Yeah, the reaction from the fucking trainer is like, "Is that a fucking 320? How dare you have a 320 in my class?"
I made a meme.
Get out here. He's not checking on him. Is your foot fucking okay? Is your leg, not bleeding out? Do I have to put a tourniquet on you? His first reaction is, "Oh, shoe, get away."
Yeah, I don't know if I can find. It was a while ago that he was posting this, so I don't want to dig through this for too long.
Right.
Yeah, that was Frost. Thank you for the $5, Frost. The range for $10 says, "Good evening, guys. Have a quarter of a Happy Meal. 3 rounds of 223 on me. Good to see everyone. Stay healthy and safe." Yes, I actually have a rifle match tomorrow. My first rifle match of the season. And I am taking a meme 10-5 BRN 180.
That's going to be a great match.
That should be fun. I shot it for the first time today, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah,
this will be great.
Yeah,
I imagine the control should be somewhat fine. It's completely the same as an AR.
It's most of the same. It is weird,
right?
It also was having some issues, so we'll see how that plays.
Malfunction.
Yeah, exactly. Bomani Igloo for $5 says, "So glad these vet bros stood up for the LGBTQ plus population in Botswana. Yes, if you don't fight for gay rights in Botswana, then you don't have a right to talk to me, good sir.
We gotta have our gender studies. We gotta fight for gender studies in like foreign countries that don't know what that is."
Hell yeah, brother.
It's like, I'm hungry. I don't have time to worry about gender studies.
Exactly.
For $4.99, it says, "Trench is a classic case of lead poisoning affecting your brain functions." Ouch. Rough.
Lead poisoning, hearing loss, unrelated service back injuries.
Yeah, speaking of which, I need to get my lead levels checked. Todd and Dogs for $2 says, "Trench is a cigar lover and race gun mixer." Thank you.
I don't see white guns that often, That's I don't see white guns mixing. I see tan guns mixing with black guns, but
wait, am I a race gun mixer if I have like silly meme guns?
Black guns make me uncomfortable.
If you have a tan magazine inside your black gun, you can't do that. You can't do that. Black magazine, black gun. Okay.
That's I think my carry mag. Oh, you know what? My carry mag is tan inside of my black block.
I think I could pull out just my magazine. Because I don't
I'm just no. Todd and Dogs for $2 says, "When Trench goes black, the Sigers never go back."
That's my favorite commenter guy.
It's the same guy. I have a fucking board.
You're a retarded faggot.
I got a board in my hallway that's like Pepe Sylvia, this Trench Grenade, and Grand Thumb's Conscience. They're connected. They have to be the same account.
And PSA Firearms and Sig Sauer.
All the same guy.
They're all the same. I'm pretty sure they're all the same guy. We have no idea who it is, but they bankroll the whole show. So
hell yeah.
We appreciate it.
You know what? Hell yeah.
For $4.99 says, "Trench is like a kid with a learner's permit trying to grade a NASCAR driver. They don't even know what they're looking at." No, that's not true. Trench can shoot. He shot competitions. He shoots a lot of ammo. He can actually shoot. It's just, again, he's taking it too far. If you just say, "Hey, those guys are being silly, kind of doofus," I think this is a waste of your time versus like that's dangerous and that's negligent. You're going to get people killed. It's like, well, now we just crossed over. We jumped the shark, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he can't actually shoot. So the analogy doesn't hold out. But thank you for the $4.99.
Somebody in chat says kick Spaz off until he cleans his room, bro. That's so
bro.
mean. I
True.
I cleaned my room. The floor's good. Okay, the floor's decent, but I literally just threw every single piece of gear.
Okay. Does Hop need the link? Well, I will send him the link.
It's not clickbait anymore. He's gonna be here, guys.
No, we were gonna talk about him regardless.
Right. Yeah, the background's just gonna be Brass Facts, his cameraman, Luke.
Yeah, everyone.
$20.
Well, the last time he was on, it was actually Luke, Brass, and Hop in a van. So this time we'll do that in an Airbnb.
That was really gay last time. Okay, just saying.
Oh, huge ass for $4.99 says, "Why does Hop have to ruin our fun? Just because he's gay doesn't mean we all are."
Aww.
That's unconfirmed. Although maybe the other gentleman in his Airbnb could answer that for you better than I could.
His hired man that he brought to the Airbnb or Airbnb. Yeah.
He's in an Airbnb in Atlanta too. He's having a hell of a time.
That's definitely gay.
I hate Atlanta.
Yeah, we all do, brother.
Airports.
Steger finally got a decent pussy. Yeah, he's doing some M&P stuff, which is fun. I need to get one.
Oh my goodness.
Is it Steger or Stoger? I always wondered.
It's Steger.
Stoeger.
Yes. It's pronounced Steger, even though it looks like it should be Stoger, but it's pronounced Steger.
Right.
So
it's like Lapua is pronounced Lapua.
Lapua. Steven for $2 says 4chan came back up and Hop went into relapse. Yeah.
Wait, did it? It came back up? I
think it did. Yeah, I think they disabled PDF files and some other things. So yeah, I think it is back for the time being. 4chan came back and Hop went into relapse. Yeah, he had too much free time on his hands, and so he made like 5 videos in that week.
Jeez,
that 4chan was down.
Jeez.
All right. We'll leave that there for a second. Well, actually, is he going to join? Because I did send him the link. I don't know if he's actually going to join, but I did send him the link. Because maybe we'll move on from there then. We'll save that the Hop crash out for later if he joins. Let's go to this one. So, Sig, very, very ballsy of them. Oh, dang it. As soon as I said that, look what just happened.
A wild
Hop Facts.
Dash.
Hey, there we go.
Good stuff.
How's it going, gentlemen? That looks great.
Been a long day.
Yeah, I got a. I don't actually know what's going on at all, but I got told I need to boot up the bad camera to relive old times.
He's got the podcast camera.
How's Atlanta?
What was that?
Wait, so
how's Atlanta?
Humid.
Darker
colors than I'm used to.
You know,
Pause.
Imagine brutalist architecture to the power of poverty. It's horrifying.
Yeah, Atlanta is terrible.
The aquarium was nice.
Hey, is NRAM today or tomorrow?
Today, tomorrow, and Sunday.
Tomorrow and Sunday. Yep.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Can I fan you for a few seconds?
You can.
Oh my gosh, it's Brass and Hop.
All right. Moving on.
All right.
Hey, so this was funny. I wanted to cover this because I thought this was funny, Hop, because you've been going after all of the different manufacturers and their manuals telling people not to carry with a round in the chamber, and I thought it was really funny. So I wanted to cover this one specifically, where it says, "Hey, retards! Every gun from every company has always had this." All the time, forever. You people sound completely insane. And this is specifically in response to Sig changing their manuals, allegedly, from sometime in the last 6 months to last month. Some nebulous time frame, they have changed their manual to now not recommend putting a round in the chamber from how I've seen it. Right? Which I think that is just funny. But do you want to give your side of that real fast?
I guess it's my pet peeve really is that one of the reasons that it's taken us maybe more than 2 or 3 years to get to the bottom of the SIG thing is that nobody was ever interested in learning what was actually happening. They just thought it was funny to dunk on SIG. So there was this period of like 3 years where stuff like this was reported to be happening and nobody actually cared if it was true or not. They just thought it was funny to repeat the meme. Same thing happens here where, a bunch of people are like, who cares if this is real? doesn't really matter. It's just funny. It's like, well, I care. I would really like to know, what's actually happening. I think it's more important to know than it is not to know. And also just, this I think reveals kind of the ignorance of the general pop gun owner who's just like probably has never looked at a gun manual in their life before, because they're full of this shit. They've always been full of this shit. Even a Glock, Glock is one of the best examples. And it says, don't carry with a round chambered unless you have a suitable holster. Okay, the manual doesn't say what a suitable holster is. So that's, again, perfect legal loophole. You didn't carry with a suitable holster. That's why it went off. It's essentially, it's just the lawyers saying, hey, we should inoculate ourselves against future lawsuits. I have yet to see a manual for a firearms adjacent product that did not just have a bunch of that shit in there. My favorite one was a laser sight from Sig, which is old Sig Arms, not new Sig. That said, do not under any circumstances carry a loaded firearm into a building. Like, what the fuck?
All right.
You can't do
Why
that.
is
That's
that your
illegal.
caveat? So yeah, I don't know. Like, this stuff is in there all the time. Glock came up. I have a Glock Gen 3, and the Gen 3 manuals say don't carry with a loaded chamber. They've removed that verbiage from more recent versions of Glock. Now they just say suitable holster, which we know is just lawyer loophole words, right? So I don't know.
Your interest is more getting to the actual bottom, the root cause of it, if you will. Not just because I just think it's funny. I am in that category where I just find it funny that they changed their manual in the last 6 months.
It's bad timing. It's really bad timing.
I mean,
exactly. It's so comedic.
It's
After everything that happens, after everything that happens, like there's a video going off in the class, even though you don't get to see anything, there's all the different.
I don't mean to cast aspersions on that video. That is a
no. I'm not saying you're doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you are doing that, but like, you have the Genghis Khan thing, which was from like 3-4 years ago now at this point, where it went off in his holster into his leg basically and got deflected by his bench-made knife. So, I mean, for me, it's just funny clowning on Sig because I think Sig is kind of run by,
Fools.
Well, I would say borderline like bad people. So for me, it is a little bit funny. That's the entire point for me. It's just funny. It's comedic timing.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say with the store loaded and all that different stuff. This is a Gen 5 Glock 45 case. It says, "Do not store loaded." I leave my Glock on my nightstand every single night, so I am breaking. Oh, do you want to see it a little closer? Let's see.
Well, and I believe you, but
do you know why? Actually, they've had that warning ever since the Gen 1 Glocks. You know why? The original Gen 1 Glock Tupperware case. That's the reason that the Glock Tupperware meme exists in the first place, is because their original cases were Tupperware, like with the seal around the corner that you had to press the seal.
Wow,
and they had a little peg in the middle. The pistol was located in the box by a peg inside the trigger guard. And so they were like, do not put a loaded gun into this because there is a peg filling the trigger guard, and it could, I mean, the odds are insane, but yeah, that's been part of the Glock box since I think Gen 1 or Gen 2 at the very least, because of how the boxes used to be designed.
I wonder what else it says. I'm just going to read this off while you guys are going.
You got the deep lore on all.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I say. I'm not trying to ruin your fun. You can have your fun. It's just you understand that when you have fun, you look stupid. And it's like,
well, I don't know.
I'm not going to co-sign that.
If they didn't make it so easy to do.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They're in a no-win situation. And it's like there's a meme I can't probably repeat, but it's like, never mind. I was going to say, would you go forwards or backwards? If you understand the meme I'm talking about, do you go forwards or backwards in this particular context? Either way.
Understood. Yeah.
Understandable.
Yes, you probably heard this one before.
All these Glock disclaimers that are in the box and around the manuals, these are to avoid legal actions, I imagine. Like every single thing do not use reloaded or remanufactured ammunition. Do not reload your own ammo. That's illegal,
another thing. Another thing that I see it as is sort of like the internet punching back after Sig called everybody out in their "It Ends Today" post, and so I think for them it's literally asking for it. Yeah,
it continued.
Yeah, it NDs today because it's
and
like
not to like
that, all the other stuff started to come out.
Not to like to dishearten your crusade or whatever, but like I mean. Nobody knows this is happening. You go to the SIG booth, it's still the most slammed booth. It is extremely popular. Everybody loves those guns. They're still probably selling, like they're probably the number 1 and number 2 selling guns, the 365 and the 320. Like, man.
I know the 365 is specifically, anecdotally, my local gun stores are filled to the brim with used 320s.
Oh, of course.
Anecdotal.
We have an X5 Legion that's sitting on our shelf.
Our gun stores are not filled with anything because of Measure 114, so I'm not sure.
Right,
I'm
yeah,
not
that's
really a good view of it.
That's a little bit different
I
for you.
forget that you're Oregon.
The 365 sold like hotcakes when I worked in a gun store. We could. It was interesting because you could see the serial.
Correctly, the 365 replaced the 19 for a couple years as the most sold handgun in America.
Right.
So I know that
What
they
was that,
sold a lot.
20? Was that 2020? What year was that?
Pull it up, Jamie. Pull that up.
Which year was what? Sorry. That's the thing about gun sales is that nobody really publishes them all. So unless you have like really deep insider information, you're not actually going to get the hard numbers on sales. But yeah, Hop, that was really the only thing that I had on it. Is I just wanted to say it's just funny. It's just funny.
Of course. Yeah,
it is funny, but like, I mean, you know, you can post a fucking screenshot from an HK manual that says no firearm is truly drop safe.
Right.
Like, well, there you go, man.
Mm.
Because I don't know if they actually truly believe that there exists a circumstance in which you can drop like a P30 or a USP or a VP9 and it'll go off. They probably don't think it's actually possible. But the problem is that, as we've seen from the courts, there are a lot of times where the decision gets made in favor of like, well, we don't really know better and we don't like guns that much, so we're going to go ahead and just rule against you. Get fucked. And so it's like, yeah, you know what? The more confidently we state the safety of our gun, the more legal attacks we're opening ourselves up to.
In the long run, that makes sense.
You know, it's the United States of America. You know, people like to sue for stuff here, so I can understand.
Yeah.
Like if you actually followed all the rules of the manual, you would never own or carry a gun. There's so many.
Which is why nobody reads those things.
Yeah, that's why nobody reads them. But then somebody posts a screenshot. It's the first time that screenshot of the SIG manual is the first time any of those people have ever seen a gun manual. And they're like, no way it says that. I myself carry a insert firearm where the manual explicitly says the same thing and has always said that. Didn't get changed recently. That's why it's not
the terms of service every time you click it.
It's
like
exactly.
the same fucking thing.
You know, every time I download something on Steam, I'm basically signing over my firstborn. That's the reason I don't have kids, because I know they're just going to go straight to fucking Gabe Newell.
Well, but do you think it's almost an admittance that they've changed the language recently?
I think they're in defense
or is
mode, so probably.
Yeah. You have to be in defense mode.
They're just locking down for a lot of lawsuits coming in.
Right.
Well, I mean, they've already these lawsuits have been going on though for the last 6-7 years though.
Yeah.
2019
might be a coincidence, right? That's not.
I mean, just saying.
So yeah, it's terrible timing, but yeah, I think it's worth being. Sometimes it's fun and all, but being a little strict on how we do argumentation, at least in certain areas, because right now it's funny because it's SIG, but we can go back to a couple live streams or we can go back to certain things, and it pays to be a little more precise with honest argumentation versus meme argumentation, I guess.
Right.
Or just self-inserting what you want to hear, right? I think is the big one. I think I'm kind of dancing about what I'm referring to, but there was
that's what I'm curious.
And a bunch of both sides were very
pinky.
I'm talking about the aftermath, right? Where both sides were just inserting their own version of the story, and it completely made that 10 times worse than it needed to be. So honest argumentation is important to have, because otherwise.
You've heard the phrase that the lie gets halfway around the world before the truth gets its shoes on, right? But that's a pre-internet axiom, and the meme gets 10 times around the world before the truth gets its socks on.
Before Hops finishes his second beer, and he's an alcoholic.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. This is one of my a mini pet peeves that I have. Obviously, a lot of stuff pisses me off more than it probably should.
What?
One of them is the way that people will simplify a subject down into a funny little like bite-sized meme. That's okay. Which is not just factually untrue, but like substantially not correct. But it's pithy. And I don't know if you followed the 2016 election, but the webcomic or the comic artist Scott Adams, who does Dilbert, he came up with this idea. It was called the linguistic kill shot. And it's if you come up with something that's short, sweet, and sounds cool, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. People will just repeat it ad nauseum, essentially. And so that's, I think, what we end up having here is like, you know, somebody creates a funny meme or they see a funny meme and it just explodes everywhere. And if you look at it, you're like, this, if you understand the context, this is harmless fun. If you don't understand the context, this is setting you down a really fucked up path because you're now basically getting terribly misinformed by a meme.
Right.
For a lot of
in this specific context, what's the misinformation though? Like, just don't carry a 320.
The misinformation is essentially the implication that like Sig is the only person, the only company doing this. We're like, whoa, look at that. Sig's admitting that their gun doesn't work. And you're like, no, every company in the last 100 years has admitted their gun doesn't work by your metric, right?
Maybe I'll take that a different way and say that, at least for me, you know, the internet's probably never going to change, but at least for me personally, it's important that on the stupid gimme arguments with like Sig or something, that you're intellectually honest about that too. So when the real arguments where I'm emotionally invested that the argument goes one way, you still have that, you know, kind of in the back of your head to go. Not to make this super fucking deep or anything, but I didn't know what this was.
You did it
like that.
No,
like
I
that.
mean, whatever you guys want to talk about. That was literally it. So if you guys want to bounce and enjoy the rest of your night, feel free.
I have to get back to work.
Yeah.
I have to get back to work.
Thanks for hopping on. I hope you guys have a great rest of your show. And you touch up that Trigicon, what do they call it? The Aero SD now?
Yes.
They went from the HD to the SD.
Suck these nuts.
Yes.
Quite funny.
I'm not gonna say that this is a positive assessment, but the MRO SD is the best red dot that they've ever made.
Let's go.
Okay.
Very
so
low
I mean,
but
I was gonna say like I have an RMR HD on my handgun, and it's like super mediocre, so that's not saying that much.
Yeah, I wasn't stoked about the RMR HD. The RCR is cool. I like the RCR.
It's like very bougie, but it's nice bougie.
Which one's enclosed? Are they both enclosed?
The RCR
is $800 and enclosed. I think making it the most expensive enclosed optic on the market.
I like
other than the Romeo 19.
I like.
What's the MSRP on the new MRO, whatever the fuck they're calling it?
It's high. Street price is essentially going to be like $5 to $550 with no mount. So it's still not a great value. But if you want to,
wow, yeah. So the 786 is the MSRP, but it's not actually going to be that. That's just the MSRP.
Check Euro Optic. I think it's like $550 no mount, and then 6.
Okay. Well, right, yeah, that's going to be mine.
Your choice.
Actually, let me see. I could actually check and see if they're on
an Aimpoint T2 is still, $800 no mount. So like technically it's cheaper than a T2, but it's not that much of a stretch from MRO to T2.
The T2 is going up so much in price. You could have invested in T2s at this point.
Really?
Survive the recession.
What sucks is
that you can't... tariffs. I don't know how the economy works.
But
what is the tariff?
China gets angry.
$1,000
money goes up. I think that's how it works.
How's T-Rex?
How's what?
How's he doing with the tariffs?
Oh no, I was looking at something. Euro Optics is actually super cheap. So
yeah, Euro Optics
is the price baseline.
I love Euro Optic.
When people bitch, that's we talk about pet peeves. If you want to just make this a pet peeves, Hops pet peeves podcast. I really hate it when people react to MSRP as if it's a real price.
Right.
It might be with Trigicon, but
Yeah, sometimes you never know exactly. But yeah, like when someone's like, I would never pay $1,000 for this, and you're like, well, yeah, no one would. It's MSRP. The street price is going to be like $650. So why are you bitching?
Well, I think just like anything, the MSRP is usually an indication of street price. So even if it's $1,000,
like a scale percentage,
except it depends.
A $700 MSRP could be a $550 street price. Or
also constant.
But there's rules of thumb where it's sort of like the Trigicon MSRP versus street price may be like 30% lower, whereas something with like I don't know Geisley, for example. Every time Geisley goes on sale, and you're like, wait, how are you guys sustaining 60% sales? Is it because the product doesn't cost that much to make?
That was going to be the counterpoint to that. Was like, well, I think Geisley's a great deal on sale. I would never pay $2,000.
Yeah, you don't want to pay
$1,200 though. $1,200 is a great price for.
Yeah, their MSRP exists to make them sound like a boutique.
Makes them look badass. Yeah, and then their product goes on sale. The guy, I don't know if you like noticed on Primary Arms, the Geisley supercharging handle goes on sale for cheaper than the Expo branded Geisley charging handle.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was
Like,
that in Palmetto.
What is that?
The SSAE, they put it at like 150 for the trigger. Meanwhile, it's always like 250, 300 that you're finding it on every other site.
Yeah.
They're like, look, 80% off, final offer, 85. You're like, geez,
keep lower, keep
I
lower.
feel bad for you now.
Yeah.
Stacks with other discounts. Yeah.
I have my Palmetto State card. Why don't you give it for me 150, please? Pretty please.
Tapping the card on the desk.
Right.
Anyway,
all right. Well, you guys have a great rest of your night. Appreciate you hopping on.
Yeah, actually, have to work. People are saying
actually
he's
bringing.
He's working. Actually,
I have work to do.
I'm drinking though.
Well, despite drinking, you guys brought the most cogent arguments tonight, so we appreciate it.
We have to work.
Well, we're just basically better than everybody else.
He said it. Being a lesbian, he said it. God damn.
I'll come find you on the floor tomorrow, Pop.
We'll be there. We'll be around. I might be awake tomorrow. I was asleep all day today, just on my feet. Just
Pop us in.
Later on.
Have a good one, guys.
Good night, homies.
Later.
Peace out.
Peace off.
Yeah.
I'm
Tom Dogs for
unsubscribing right now.
$5 says Hop needs to find a nice Irish girl instead of pounding Sig.
Focus said, "Yo, I'm gonna wait
behind.
till Hop's gone before I drop this."
Yeah,
one."
I saw them coming in and I was like, I think
They're here.
we'll just have a nice conversation before this happens, because the people were as kind as you would think they were.
Of course.
Chuck McGill for 69 says, Hop, my heart goes out to you. Thank you, Chuck, for 199. I forgot to ask him. Sorry, Hugh Jass. Hugh Jass for 499 says, if Hop joins, ask him if he's the big spoon or little spoon. Well, I don't think there's anything. Well, actually, no, I can't say that. Nope, don't say that. Hop is a very tall man. I'll say that. So do with that information what you will.
I said lesbian and Hop looked at brass facts like.
Hop is like, who is this?
Are we
wizard
lesbians?
with a trusty camera?
Right.
Todd and Dogs, not letting Trench or Hop go, says Hop holding Trenchy down like a little.
That word.
That one's Sig boy. Yeah, I gotta be very careful tonight. PSA Firearms for 499 says, are Hop and his man in a booth at Supercuts waiting for Trench to show up so they can frost his tips?
Oh.
I don't know, but thank you.
Right?
Yeah, frost the
Got
tip.
it.
Just the tip, says PSA Firearms.
Yeah.
Ziffon for $2 says Hop is now confirmed for the Sig ER.
I mean, he does shill the Romeo 4XT Pro.
True.
Like a Sigger. I'm kidding. I do.
Although, I mean, to be fair, I mean, I have an 8T right there on the rifle that
I'm standing next to an 8T right now.
Yeah,
no
so
problem with the electro-optics.
well, I have some problems, but I do like them quite a bit.
Right.
Huge Ass says Hop knows all about Manuels. Manuel. PSA 49 says peg. Yeah, there's gonna be some pegging going on in there. Rainbow flag emoji.
That's when he was talking about the Glock case, right?
Yeah,
like,
with the peg in the middle. As soon
Mm.
as he said that, I was like, yep, here they come. Chuck for $5. Yeah, because you can't peg it without worrying about it going off or something like that. Lena Mitchell posted a video today with Jeremy Boone loving the Sig 320 Flex Raider. Boone especially did. Yeah, the Sig Raiders kill in competition because they're so light and fast versus like a 16-inch PCC. So they are actually competition monsters. And of course, those two are very good shooters. Jake for 190. I don't know. Jake,
it's the fucking humidity down here, dude. We just had a tropical rainstorm too.
Yeah, every time I open practice score, she's like front page on it. Jake Zorp for 199 says Hop and Brass are sweaty because of the love making.
This god dang humidity.
Yeah, I am not envious of you. Huge Ass for 499 says Hop. What pedigree do you have to talk about Manuels? Please cite your credentials in chronological order. That's right. Well, you and him can have a pedigree off, and you can argue which flavor tastes better all day long. SV89 for $5 says, seeing Hop live, I now understand why he hides like a singer about weight. SV89 coming in hot. That's what she said. PSA Firearms for $4.99 says, does Hop drive a Subaru like the rest her tribe? No. What does he drive again? Does he drive a Toyota truck?
I thought he'd drive a Subaru for the longest time just because the meme is Subaru.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
He probably drives a Subaru now. I know it now.
Nah, he's got to be a Toyota man.
I think he does have like a small Toyota truck. PSA Firearms $4.99 says, Hop looks like the girls' volleyball coach from when I was in high school. She didn't have any lips either.
Was she missing part of her eyebrows too?
She had a little slice taken out.
Shout out Socko.
Yeah. Subarctic Psycho for $5 says, why is one half of Hop's face frozen into a scowl? Did he take the safe and effective shot? No, I think that's just any sort of show bug fatigue after seeing a million of the same products over and over again. And then you film the videos, then you got to go back to your apartment and drink and edit them. And it's just that cycle that is wearing on him.
Resting bitch face.
Resting out of focus face for you, Mr. Spaz. PSA Firearms for $4.99 says, never noticed the eyebrows. The high the high pH in the man juice bladder must have bleached them.
Oh, his cat. Was it?
It was his cat. Socko. That's even worse. Socko, yeah.
Socko eats his eyebrows. That's the lore.
Hoppo ate his eyebrows.
Socko.
George Lambo for $2 says, I checked the MR762 Manuel. Says it's not drop safe. Really? That's not surprised me. PSA Firearms $4.99 says, Hop working tonight? Question mark? What's street corner?
Good to see you to slang that meat.
Garrett Belknap for $20 says, gas money for your match. Good luck, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, sir. Yeah. I hope that goes well tomorrow. All right, so let's finally move on. Thank you guys for being so generous and for hanging out. So talking about SIG, they did announce a new firearm today, the MOD, which stands for
mod.
Let me see if I can. No, not mod zero. It's even better.
Massive, oversized.
It stands for this is stolen from the Discord. Most obviously defective.
There you go.
It stands for no. I got more. Mostly outsourced disaster.
All these are.
And then my personal favorite from Bucky says, may obliterate dick.
Yeah. All those stand.
Yeah. And remember, as we just talked about, the manual now states do not carry with the round in the chamber. So that is the update. But let's take a look at this firearm for a second. Just for the memes.
Let me recline my chair.
Hey everyone, Max Michel here, captain of Team SIG, and this is the P320 Max off duty. After serving my country for 10 years in the U.S. Army, I've always felt the need to stay connected to service in some way, which is why I'm extremely honored to be a part of the SIG off-duty program. When accepting this role, I didn't just want to bring awareness to special...
Okay, we got to stop here. We got to stop here for this. These are very good. Very good.
All the chats.
More obvious discharges. More on discharge. Man-only discharge. Muggle's only dream. My ominous demise. That's good. More occasional discharges. Shadow Force. More often discharges. Ooh, huge ass for $199 says, sick, P280 mod. Mangles owner's dong. That's good. Appreciate that.
Perfect.
I think Hop grafted this gentleman's eyebrows onto his own face, Jake. I think that's.
Oh, I just realized. Does this guy have leukemia? I feel bad now.
Maybe. I hope not. Actually, that is
we're making fun of this sick product while it's like
Artemis made outside of Delhi. There we go. That's good.
Perfect. I love that.
All right. Methods of destruction. Okay. Masters of deception. That's also a good one. All right. I can actually listen to this.
Offers and discounts. I wanted to bring my brand to the product, and that's performance-driven features. With the first pistol of the Max line and the off-duty program, I feel that we accomplished exactly what we set out to do. The P320 mod is equipped with X-Ray 3 day and night sights, optic ready, and deep slide serrations should you need to operate the slide quickly under stress. The 3.9-inch barrel and the 4.7-inch slide.
Ooh, mimmed out design. Ooh.
All these are perfect.
My hero runs disaster. Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to keep up a straight face, but I keep reading chat and I'm like, these
Mustn't
are
oopsie
bangers.
drop. Yeah.
Masticating on dong.
His spread to the product. How'd they give it cancer? Oh my god.
No, he has lead cancer. We're making fun of him.
Oh, that's
No.
awful. Ah.
We're all going to hell.
That's so mean.
Gives us the room needed for an integrated expansion chamber, which acts as a compensator. So as the bullet leaves the barrel, the gases are pushing forward and down into those baffles, reducing muzzle flip, allowing for faster follow-up shots. Due to the performance of the integrated expansion chamber, we're able to go lighter on the lower, utilizing our polymer X grip module, making it easier to be worn on the body for longer periods of time. To further enhance performance, we've teamed up with Hogue and redesigned their Raptor grips specifically cut for this grip module. It provides a ton of traction for greater recoil management, and it also comes with a full mag well, an extended mag release, and 3 21-round mags. To find out more about the P320 mod and the off-duty program, be sure to visit sigsauer.com.
Okay,
Honestly,
but how
it's
flat does it
probably
shoot?
okay. Well, it's a polymer frame with a comp, so it's going to shoot exactly like every other polymer frame with a comp on it.
Yeah,
I wonder what is the MSRP on that.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go $2,000.
No,
that I would
not
want
with
in the
the steel framed gun is not $2,000, so this can't be $2,000.
Damn.
Oh, wait,
okay.
All right,
does this one
let
also
me
have the tungsten
see.
grip kind of deal with that they do with the X Legion?
Well, so the steel frame that they just came out with, I think, is like $1,700.
Right.
So,
I'm referencing the X5 Legion series where they had inserts.
oh,
in the
wait, no,
polymer.
that's not. The first one that popped up was like $600, but that is not.
Yeah, $600 for this.
Yeah, that's for a
clapped out
standard
320.
one.
Right.
E320 mod for sale. Okay, so $900. $900. So right under $1,000.
You know,
That could have been
the
worse.
320, it would have been cool. You know, if it was a clapped out Glock, I'd be like, yeah, Austria. But since it's Indian MIM parts, I'm like, no.
Well, so Chuck
No,
says,
sorry.
did he say it was for carry, a 21 round mag, and that gun looks huge? It is a full size gun because it's a 4-inch barrel plus compensator at the end. So I think 4.5 inches, 4.7 inches, something like that. And it's going to be about 30 ounces, which is not bad for a duty style gun. I don't think somebody is appendix carrying it because that would be huge with the extended grip on there, 21 round mags, that sort of thing. But
Well, if you're a
I think
bearded
for,
veteran, you know.
ooh, that's true. If you're 6'4", 240 on TRT.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if you're
what
hot and,
Anti-Hero does have a TRT sponsorship. They do have a TRT sponsorship.
They're going to do a review of this pistol because it's like it's perfect for my body. It conceals.
They honestly
perfectly on
might,
my
because
huge
again,
fucking brain.
they have a SIG sponsorship.
Right.
Shadow 4
Yeah.
inches, full size. We're in luck, boys. Right.
Wait, sorry. Did you say that the SIG barrel is 4 inches?
It's 3.9 plus the comp.
Oh,
so it's more like 4.7-ish.
Okay,
yeah.
So it's realistically almost the same size as my Glock 9 or my Glock 45 with a radius.
As your what? Same size as your what?
Hey! No! You cannot see that. That's my no square. You can't look at that. I'm talking about.
I have some inside info involving this Delton story. Once we get it out.
Well, let's talk about. So I'm going to read this out. So this is
Sorry.
from Delton. We're now getting to the point of the show, an hour in because of a slight derailment, but we're still on track. Where we talk about all the different companies of the industry falling apart and self-immolating all at the same time. And one of the first victims is Delton. So this statement from the Delton team says, "Thank you for your support. Delton is closing. As Delton prepares to close its doors, we want to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to the incredible people who have been part of our journey. To our loyal customers, you trust in our products and support our mission has been the cornerstone of our success. Every purchase, every kind word, and every moment spent using your products has meant the world to us. To our vendors and partners, your collaboration, innovation, and shared commitment has been invaluable in helping us deliver quality and reliability to our customers. To our dedicated employees, you are the heart and soul of Delton. Your hard work, passion, and unwavering commitment have shaped our legacy and built a company that we can all be proud of. Well, could have been proud of. Together, we've achieved so much, and though this chapter is ending, the memories, partnerships, and friendships will remain. Thank you for being part of the Delton story. With heartfelt appreciation, the Delton team. Now, Delton, if you're not familiar, they are a budget AR brand. I actually have a Delton upper that I just reviewed from Jonathan Picone. It's a 20-inch A2 style upper with a 1-in-9 twist barrel.
That was your retro Russian deal, right?
Yeah, the retro Russian deal. I've had their 6930 clone, 6933 clone from Colt, and I actually did a video back in the day, side by side next to the actual Colt LE 6930, whatever it was. And the Delton's actually a little better.
Really?
It's way better. It's way better gassed. It's way better gassed.
Damn.
The hand guards, it's a slightly different style of hand guard. It's a 1-in-9 twist versus a 1-in-7 twist on the Colt, but the Colt was less accurate than the Delton overall out of the 11.5. So I actually, huge ass. Says Delton. Oh,
that's sad because I like some of their products. You know,
Hear me out. Hear me out.
They were an entry-level company. Go ahead, Mod.
Now, Mr. Focus, if you don't mind, have you seen the pictures of the High Point rifle, their AR-15 that they brought to the show today?
Not this. Oh no.
Pull up a picture of that and tell me that's not a Delton.
It kind of looks pretty fucking similar.
I was gonna make. Where did I put it?
I DM'd it too. It's in our DMs.
A lot of speculation there.
There's also
if you take a
something else
close
in our
look
DMs.
at it.
Ignore that.
High Point Firearms says the HP-15. So Delton may be no more, but the joke I was going to make, and I think I did make in the Discord, is that all of these companies going out of business are eventually just going to be owned by PSA.
Right. I was thinking the same
Yeah.
thing when you said that they're closing. I'm like, PSA likes to buy stuff. What if they just fucking bought it like every single other thing?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about SCCY Sky. I actually had one of their CPX2s back in the day. Yeah, I forgot that they are also gone. Apparently from horrible mismanagement and not paying people. Who would have thought?
Weird.
Yeah. No, Kodiak says no one asked for that.
For a High Point to make a fucking HP-15.
Bro, it's going to be the most generic thing of all time.
I'm
When
gonna-
mom says,
I'm going
"Oh,
to
that's
tomorrow,
good."
and I'm so
When mom
excited.
says we have Bear Creek Arsenal at home,
It would be
wow,
so funny.
Bear Creek is making ammo now. Did you see that?
It'd be hilarious.
I did see that as well. Yes.
What if it's better than a Bear Creek and PSA? That would be the funniest thing known to man. If a High Point
on a
is better than both of
skateboard.
those brands.
I'm gonna ask him who makes those because there's no way they make it in house.
Oh well.
Well, I mean, it looks
might have been worked
hyper
on.
generic. Like this rail is like the clamp with the cutout Picatinny on top that is on like all of them nowadays.
It looks like the
So-
fucking.
Radical almost.
I was gonna
Maybe
say
It looks
Radical,
like
but,
another generic white label one.
Diamondback.
Uh,
It looks like their handguard. The same
Unbranded
exact
AR.
generic- Yeah, pot metal 15.
The sign that
this
says if
is-
it isn't in the $100 hydro dip, not worth buying. True.
The dollar thing.
Pinochet for $2 says the problem solver 15. That's
That's
right.
what they should name it. They need
Does
to
it
have their
come in
safety
Fody? Does it come in
Yeet.
Fody? Yeah.
extra yeet, full yeet for the safety selection.
Full-
Somebody said those
yeet.
were
Just saying.
low pocket lowers too, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna go check tomorrow, like I said.
Right.
Yeah. Let me know.
Lots of investigating we're doing tomorrow.
Yeah. Randy says if they aren't buying Wyndham, they won't buy Delton. Delton's probably cheaper though. You know?
Right. Because they
Although,
actually said that they wanted business, right?
I don't think Delton actually makes sense because it's already cheap firearms. So
Mhm.
PSA already does that. So
Yeah, dominates
they're-
that side of the market.
their generic PSA Freedom line is the same as like the generic, Delton line. So I don't know
Yeah.
why they would side grade and pick up the name unless it was like dirt cheap or they had some manufacturing capability or stock that the PSA wanted. I think that would be the only way it would make sense. Yeah. Well, that's Delton. Delton's gone. Welcome back, High Point 15. It's like that reincarnated meme.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
actually working on that meme right before we
Bro,
Oh,
Jake,
okay, yeah.
got on here. I'll
Need that one.
I'll post it up.
Okay.
Jake's
Okay,
telling
let
me
me-
to die. He's like,
Well,
kick
why-
Spaz out now. Spaz is the new trench. I can't take this anymore. I'm not.
Yeah, you're gonna get memed into oblivion now, and it's your fault for saying yes. It's your fault. Okay, so now it gets interesting. Now this is a letter from Aero Precision that I received. I am a dealer for Aero Precision and Ballistic Advantage. Now, if Aero needs to cancel my account after this, that's totally fine. That doesn't bug me. I only go to Motto jump scare.
Taking a boop.
What? What happened?
You turned on your camera for like you turned on your camera for like 1 second.
I saw your face. I'm gonna go back. I want to see that. It was just your face. I don't think anything was.
We're gonna blur that out.
Cut that. We'll do it live. Fuck.
Sig knows who I am now.
Yeah, Sig's
like,
Sig hit squad coming in.
None.
We do need Matt Pranka back on. I need to talk to him.
Funny guy.
Get him back on. Anyways, so Aero Precision, I heard a little rumor the other day about them firing their entire inside sales team. I reached out to one of my contacts there, who was a very fine person who I've worked with for years, met, talked to many, many times over the last 7 years or so that I've been running Focus Shooting LLC. And it is indeed true. Aero Precision laid off their entire inside sales staff. And then I thought it was funny. The other day, I received this email. Like, I think it's dated April 8th, but I got it 2 days ago. Oh. So it's just interesting timing. So the letter reads, introducing dedicated inside and outside sales reps. Again, I am a dealer for Aero, so I'm on their email list or whatnot. Mm-hmm. Dear valued customer, we are excited to announce the expansion of our sales team to provide a more personalized assistance and strengthen our relationship with you. I don't know how firing your entire inside sales staff equates to the expansion of their sales team. I think what it means is that they removed the inside sales staff completely, and they are now focusing on outside sales and actually putting sales reps out into the wild. Your account will now be serviced by a dedicated team of outside sales representatives backed by our internal team of experts, because the inside sales staff has been let go. Right. This means more in-store visits, hands-on guidance, and direct communication to ensure we meet your specific needs. So this was the new strategy from Aero Precision. So get ready to see your local Aero rep come bug you in your store about buying Aero products that may or may not ship on time. Our outside sales reps will be visiting regularly to check in, provide product recommendations, and assist with any questions or concerns you may have. We believe that by being present at your location, we can offer a higher level of personalized care and attention. So this is new. Our new Aero sales strategy is to get rid of the inside sales team completely and move it all to outside sales and to actually come bug you in person.
Right. I read that entirely as we're hiring Indians for tech support, so that when you have to call, it's like, right. Would you like your Aero receiver lower? Like,
now, in the next line, they say our inside team. They don't say inside sales team, but inside team. So this is just like customer service. This isn't sales, guys. Our inside team will be available to provide essential support. They will assist in the administrative functions, order processing, and inquiries to ensure seamless communication and service. So basically, the inside sales team was too expensive, so we got rid of them and replaced them with guys driving around all the time to drum up more sales. Now, if you're not familiar with me, after leaving college, I was an outside sales rep, and I used to have to drive around in the steel industry, right? So this is where I got a lot of contacts for, my AR-500 steel plate target business and stuff like that, was being an outside sales rep for a steel company. So I got to go to all these different manufacturers and try and get their accounts for the company that I worked for. So I had a lot of experience doing this, driving around. Unfortunately, that was back when I was living in Washington, and my district was everything south. So I got like Portland and all of the worst areas imaginable to go to their industrial district. So yeah, that's what I did for about a year after college. So it's not particularly fun, although I was good at it.
Oregon's an amazing place to look at, but getting into and having to walk around, you're like,
not to drive through. Right. Yikes.
Right. Just stay out, please. We suck.
Yeah, a little bit. I have a degree in economics. I'm not completely retarded, only mildly retarded.
Don't go full retard.
Hell yeah.
Never.
Continuing on, this transition is our commitment to improve on the best possible experience for you, and we appreciate your continued partnership and look forward to working with you even more closely in the future. Don't you look forward to having an Aero Precision outside sales rep breathing down your neck every 2 weeks, asking you why you haven't made a purchase? And then you clap back and say, hey, where's my shipment from 2 weeks ago that I ordered?
That'd be a great response in between two people. Like,
Are you backed up on purchase parts from them, Focus?
I don't buy from them. So I am a dealer.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Precision, but I get all my stuff through third-party wholesaler places.
Yeah. Like RSR has them in stock, but you can't just order from Aero because Aero's like, I don't know.
Well, and Aero's website has less stuff in stock at worse prices than other dealers. So why would I ever buy from them? They suck. And the last stuff that I did get from them wasn't even machined properly. So I was like, well, I guess I'm done there. So again, Aero, if you want to delete my dealer account for leaking internal emails or something like that, go ahead. No skin off my back. All right. Now, how about the night vision industry? That should be fun. Well, should we do night vision or cloud?
Cloud, please.
Okay,
please do cloud.
Okay, fine. We'll do cloud first, and then we'll talk about night
I've been
vision.
following this way too closely.
This is one of the. So this is from Zach on the Cloud Defensive Owners Groups, and I've been in talks with some of the guys on Cloud Size. It's one of those things where I'm sure Mod's in the same position. When something goes down, people just reach out to you, throwing information at you. It just happens. You know, they're like, hey, did you see this? Did you see this? And then you get people sending you messages like with purported like inside information or whatnot. And you have to sift through all this stuff. So I couldn't even find all of the stuff that I had been sent. I just grabbed the most easily available stuff from the inside. All right. So we blow this up a little bit. Cloud Defensive Owners Group. There are some truths about cloud that need to be brought to everyone's attention in this group and all others for that matter. First, to let you know who I am, I was a former lead design engineer for cloud that was appointed to the priority responsibility of finishing the EPL when I joined the company in 2023, which was a couple years after the first initial planned release. Their other engineer and myself spent extensive time working on the EPL until both of us resigned in October of last year. So if you're not familiar, the EPL has been promised for the last 5,000 years, 5 years or so, I think is when it was originally announced. And it is currently, let me see if I can find it. I'm sure it's on here somewhere. EPL, yeah. The EPL is currently on pre-order. And you can bundle it with some other stuff to save a few bucks, but it is not slated until winter, or they say fall of 2025, which could be as late as October. Keep in mind that they have been saying this for the last 5 years or so. So basically, if we go through this, which I think we have read before, they are way down on employees. They're down to like 15 employees. The original 2 owners are out, if I remember correctly. They fired the engineers. There's problems with the prototypes, and it's just bad. Nothing has been going well for these guys. All right. So here is the former CEO of Crud Defensive. Ask Me Anything. While I can attest to almost everything that's been said about cloud, I cannot stress enough how big of scumbags Matt and Sean are. I literally had Sean say to me after we were working 70-hour weeks, and he refused to help, saying, what difference would my 2 hands do? He's a literal scumbag that wants your money. So that is the former chief operations officer of Crud Defensive going after his former employer, sorry. Now, they did come out with a actual statement here saying from Sean, we are not going anywhere, guys. The internet is a loud place. We all know that. Thanks again for waves of support that have rolled in since this started. It means a lot. Onward to the EPL. Here's the actual statement itself. We are aware, but sadly not surprised by recent false and malicious allegations made against our company by a few former employees who have clearly attempted to harm our business. We say employees, but these individuals were also friends and family who we thought shared our mission to serve you, except when they asked you to help. We have been aware for a while about these attempts to harm our company, our life's work, and we are proceeding in a professional manner to address these issues upon advice of legal counsel. We can't get any more specific at this time. That's kind of like a threat.
Yeah,
that's basically like
go after you if you
you're jargon.
Yeah, Cloud Defensive is still here. We're not going anywhere. We are committed and we are strong. Our team of 15 people is more united than ever before. We are growing. I don't know about that. And actively seeking to hire more employees after they all left. We are building and shipping lights each day, and we continue to fill back orders as fast as possible. And yes, the EPL is still on track. As planned, nothing has changed. We are pushing forward into 2025. We started this company to support you in your most critical moments. That is what we will continue to do every single day. We love the work we do for you, and we appreciate your continued support. All that is the great quote at the end. Great quote, but maybe a little out of context. All that is necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Well, maybe instead of doing nothing, you ought to ship some lights to your customers, huh?
Fucking shit, dude. How long has it been for pre-orders? Like what?
Well, so they opened pre-orders not too long ago, but the EPL itself has been promised again since like 2020.
That's crazy. 5 years and they can't release a fucking product. Sorry, but that's just how it sounds.
And again, allegedly, the engineer has said that the sample that they have, the prototypes, can't even meet the specs that they are promising. Because they're promising like 1,200 lumens, 70,000 candela. Which, actually, a good point to point this out is that Streamlight, they just announced, what is the HLX-P?
Yes.
Let me look that up.
I watched that video and I'm like, wow. Yes.
Is that the TLR on crack cocaine?
Yeah.
It's slim TLR1. I have a TLR1 and I really like it. I'm like,
well, no, it's a standard TLR1, which is fantastic, which means that it fits all your TLR1 holsters. But now we are up to, on their SLB9, 1,300 lumens and 77,000 candela. For instance, I can grab it. It's right there. My TLR1 is 1,000 lumens, only like 9,000 candela. So they're coming out with basically a turbo version. With crazy throw. And again, these are only like $150. So these are much cheaper. And again, it's also dual fuel. You have the CR123A and their in-house SLB9. So you can use multiple different fuel sources for your light, which I think is a big benefit. Because if you don't want to go with rechargeable, just throw in a CR123A and be done with it.
Is it 100% gonna fit TLR1 stuff? Or is there maybe, I have to heat it up a little bit?
Let me see.
Like, you said that, I'm like, that would be the coolest fucking thing, because I would just throw my TLR1 on something else and maybe get a better light for my Glock.
Maybe the head is different. But it looks about the same. It also has the updated switches where instead of the paddle, it's the push down.
Every time
the best in the entire industry.
I like the paddles a little bit because there's an upgrade for them where you can have like almost a gas pedal upgrade for the Switch.
Yeah, it's a really good thing that you point that out. Let me go to my second channel over here. Because I used one of them in a night match, and I used it like a gas pedal.
Really? Did you like it as a gas pedal?
I thought it worked. I thought it worked great. Let me pull it up real fast.
Well, now I don't want this new product. I'm going to do that. Shit.
Actually, it's funnily enough. This is me at the Canton Dark match, which is you either have to shoot it night vision or you have to shoot it with a white light. So you're going to hear the beep go off and then activate the light. And I just ran it momentary only, like a gas pedal throughout the whole thing.
Oh, that's got to be great.
Now, this is the old version. So this is 1,000 lumens, like 10,000 candela. The new one is going to be much hotter. So again, 1,000 on CR123As and nearly 80,000 on their higher power rechargeable lights. But
what was the runtime on that?
I replaced the batteries before the match. The whole match, 5 stages, probably was 5 minutes, 4 minutes, something like that. The runtime are like
for the new one. I'm at
the runtime on the new one. Let me
17 million thousand hours. Okay.
So they're rated for 1.5 to 1 hour.
6 trillion minutes.
Yeah, which is usually that's not constant on. So usually there's some sort of heat safety. After 2 or 3 minutes, it'll step down. But point being, again, we didn't need to go super hard into the TLR1 HP-X, even though it is very cool.
Hell yeah.
It kind of negates the reason for the EPL existing.
Right. It's like
same form factor, right?
Yeah.
Roughly the same size. The EPL is a little bit bigger. And again, the EPL on pre-order is $300. And again, the HP-X is probably going to be somewhere between 150 and 200 at most. Because current TLR ones are only like 120.
I think it looks silly. Okay. I think it looks silly. Looks are a big thing when it comes to guns.
Yeah, so the problem is, this is just a little excerpt from one of the posts. Somebody was complaining about not receiving warranty work for one of their products, and nobody responding to them or whatnot. They didn't get a response until they made a public post about it. After they made a public post, then Cloud is like, oh, well, now we'll reach out to you. Now we'll help you, instead of answering emails for the last couple months. Right. That's it's like, well, if you want help with your pre-order or with problems with your object, you need to make a public post, apparently, instead of going through the normal channels. So
you got to make a call out on your twitter.com. You got to be like, do it now.
Yep.
If it's public, I'll take it down. Okay. And then.
So yeah, Cloud is, we'll see. We'll see if the light, if the light actually comes out at the end of the year and performs as advertised without issues, maybe Cloud will make it into 2026.
Are you going to grab one?
He has to.
It'd be funny, right?
I have to grab one to support a company that I don't really like doing business practices. I don't fully support just for a meme.
Right.
If it actually comes out and it's available to buy, right?
Right. You can't
maybe they fill their pre-orders and that's all they have, right? And then they're out of stock forever. We'll see. Possible. I wouldn't rule it out, but it's a bit of a gray area.
I just got a DM from an individual saying the TLR1 HP-X has a new body and switching design and will not fit in our TLR1.
That's fine. Dinosaur Man shall provide.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, because now I have to replace. That's the thing, though. When you replace a light, you have to replace all of your holsters.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is funny. Amar for $4.99 says top 3 worst channels in order: VSO, which is Kurt, Langley Outdoors, Armed Scholar, Mac, Guns and Gadgets, and Cringe Grenade. Sir, that was way more than 3. Can you even count?
His profile picture, I don't know. I think he can count.
Amar?
Sir, do not make fun of my profile picture. I do not appreciate that.
No, really. Armed Scholar for sure. Not because he's a bad person. Not because he has necessarily done anything wrong. It's just he makes like the most clickbait cringe slop videos like 3 times a day. That's it. 3 times a day. Mac, because he actually has done some scummy things. Right. So he belongs in that. Guns and Gadgets. I don't know if I've ever watched a Guns and Gadgets video other than that one. Jared, Guns and Gadgets.
Is that a short channel or is that an actual channel?
No, it's an actual channel. He does like news, I think. I don't think I've ever watched one of his videos. I responded to one of his podcasts with Johnny B and Armed Scholar in it, where they were calling out people for like, going after PSA or whatnot.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And then Kurt's been on the show before.
Okay.
But I know Kurt and Langley and their debacle with AOR and Heavy Duty Country, all that sort of stuff, that rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, this is really lame.
Yeah, I'd
being
imagine.
pithy in comment sections rather than talking to each other. Come on.
Just hug it. Just, kiss.
It's what the internet is for.
Now kiss.
DM Louise for $5 says, military bros ride pedigrees like OnlyFans girls do with their toys. Ugh.
They're Tonka toys. They're like, dump truck. They go, wee.
Dump truck, what?
No.
For $5 says, vet bros online are always a little silly. Gay flag, cringe monsters. Love every moment of it. TGIF, friendos. Yes, it is Friday. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Friday night hanging out. some reason, which apparently means you didn't have anything better to be doing. Bomani Igloo for $2 says, India and Pakistan going to start Poo War 1. Listen, I think the last border conflict they had, did you guys hear about this? This is years ago.
Yeah.
They had a border fight where they fought each other with sticks.
Yeah.
They were just trying to beat each other.
Fucking thing, dude.
Well, because it's like, we can't turn this into a hot war and start shooting each other. So we're just going to beat each other with sticks. It's like,
Are
they fuck you, buddy. No, fuck you, buddy.
Well, apparently, what was it? Was it India cut off the water supply to Pakistan? Is that how it was? Yeah.
What is their deep hate with each other? Just like, I don't like you, and they're like,
wrong shade of brown.
I hate you
dude.
more.
If you want to go through the caste system over there over the last several thousand years, like the hatred runs deep, much like their fecal infested waters.
I was gonna say their food is uninteresting and they shit in the street. So why would I care about that country?
Yeah. Well, you care because they're nuclear powers. So this is where it gets wacky.
Yeah, I'll say fuck it. Let them both nuke each other. The world will be a better place.
Well, you say that, but then where do the half billion refugees go?
They stay there.
Yeah, in the blast.
You
they
think
become
so.
ghouls.
Hey.
That's just unfortunately that's just not how it works. They will flood everywhere else because there's a billion people in India and Pakistan, right?
Yeah,
I think between the two of them, there's like a billion people. Yeah.
Damn.
SV89 for $5 says, I killed brown peasants armed with World War II guns for Israel with the full assets of the U.S. military behind me. How dare you question me?
Goodness gracious.
It's that line that I have from Hop. It's like, I Navy SEALed all, or from Brass, sorry, I Navy SEALed all over brown people.
That last super chat was regarding Trench.
I think it's veterans. Well,
just veterans in general, like because when the anti-hero guy said, "Hey, you can't," what is it? The audacity to question like a Navy SEAL. It's like,
you can question anybody. You know, you can question the president. You can question anyone. It just,
that is terrifying. That's terrifying.
Jeez.
1.4 billion people in India alone.
That's crazy.
That's wild. Huge ass says, "Why was Mono so sweaty?"
I don't know, sweaty.
It's because he's in Georgia.
You're doing your little pee stream and flashed your camera really quick, and you're like, "Oh,
sorry about that."
That's okay. We'll remember.
I'll cut that part of the stream out. SV89 for $5 says, TLR1 HL. Yep, that's what I have, and used it for years. Coped. Surefire Enjoyer finally got a X300 Turbo and realized that Streamlight was better the whole time. Womp womp. I mean, I've heard good things about the Surefire X300 Turbos, especially.
Right.
So.
They have good performance, but I'm like, I like this because it's small.
Well, and it's like, is it worth triple the cost? And yeah, it is like 50% larger.
Yeah.
Stephen for $5 says, a name like Spaz sounds suspiciously like you/Spez.
What does that mean?
I'm not beating the allegations, guys. I got it on stream. I got to tell you, I'm Spez.
Huge Ass for 499 says, Arm Scholar looks like he rubs fry grease on his face prior to each video. Oh, it's like that. It's like that Chongo from the last stream where we.
What does Huge Ass do for a living that he's able to dump all this cash every stream? Which I love, you, brother. Thank you.
I don't know what these people do. Yeah, they're wild.
Federal agents, I'm telling you.
Could be. They have the best humor.
Yeah.
It's from years of infiltrating far right groups that they actually just pick up on the
secretly based.
It's the last stream where they're fucking. Oh gosh,
it's like the FBI to right wing pipeline.
I told my friend group, guys, are any of you feds? You have to say if you're a fed, okay?
You have
for
to.
That last Burgerville video, the fucking what's his face? I forget his name. Sorry, I'm derailing.
You're good. John Smith for 109 says TLR1 HP fits in TLR1 pattern holsters 66K Candela. You're saying it does, John. Spaz' source says it doesn't.
I'm getting different information.
You're getting what? Could you do that motion again? Okay.
Do the Trump dance. Sorry, Trump dance.
Nostrals for $2 says that was China and India. Oh, China and India. Okay, so Wrong flavor of people. Okay?
Wow.
My bad.
Same thing.
Yellow on brown violence is not a joke. Okay, it's a real thing that needs to be addressed.
Yes. I DM'd you the post that I think it's on T-Rex Ron's website that they're talking about the new TLR deal.
So
Dinosaur Man
okay,
already released holsters?
So TLR1 HP-X has a new body and switching design. It will not fit in our TLR1 holster.
So it doesn't mean.
No, it says it will work in the current TLR1 HLX holsters, but the bezel will protrude slightly from the end of the holster. So it depends. It depends on the manufacturer.
It peeks out.
Heat gun goes burr. I'm just gonna put it in there. Okay.
Just a little peek.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to fix this. T-Birder Dev for $5. $8, sorry. T-Birder of 8. T-Birder of 8? There's something in there. For $5 says, I'm a Navy guy. I didn't learn crap about guns. They handed me a rifle and told me to do laps on duty days. Everything I know is from the internet. That's right. It's when the standards are so low, it's like military doctrine doesn't really matter all that much. Like you can just look up like military training footage. Somebody I think posted that in the Discord, and it's just comical. It's very, very funny.
Yeah. We're Navy guys. We're gay.
Checks out. Actually, now I want to find that because somebody did post that. Where is that? Is that in the 6 Sauer?
Do you want me to scroll?
Because somebody posted like it was just a.
Is it just training videos from?
Yeah.
I'll chat. Pull that up.
Yeah, chat, pull it up. Chat, is this huge ass for $4.99 says I'm actually a Reploid in a skin suit, so of course I'm a Fed boy. Well, thank you, huge ass, for the $4.99 funding the far right $4.99 at a time. We appreciate it. Hey, you know what? If you're gonna give money to all these terrorist organizations in the Middle East, you can at least fund some poor YouTubers.
Yes, exactly. Please buy me a Fed-sponsored Red Right Hand LLC upper receiver. Please, I beg you.
Oh yeah, Cody. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Is Cody going to be at NRAM?
Oh goodness.
I don't think he is this year, unfortunately.
Okay.
I really wanted him to, but
swell guy. I just need to buy.
Oh yeah, Cody is one of the most basement people I know, and that's saying something.
Right.
I know some pretty crazy dudes.
Mitzvot TV for $4.99 says, so X300 Turbo or the new HPX, because I need lights and I'm torn now. I have had great luck with Streamlight. I've been running like 2 of them for years now, and I haven't had any problems. I know the price difference, the TLR ones are cheaper, so that's what would push me in that direction if they were.
I'm going HP just based on controls, honestly.
Yeah, and they do have good controls too.
I was given my TLR 1 for my first pistol light on my Glock, and I'm like, it was for free, and on top it's like $150 for a new one. So I'm like, this works, it's good, and then I stuck with it for about a year and a half now.
All right. we have one more little story to get to, which I think is quite funny. Now, this one was shared to me by someone who is the original poster here, and he actually wants to come on, and we'll do a dedicated video on this at some point. But this is Night Vision Network. Now, if you guys remember, Night Vision Network they used to be big sponsors of Grand Thumb.
That's where I remember them from.
Yeah. Back in the day, Milspec Mojo. And a few other guys. So they used to be pushed quite hard, literally or figuratively, of course. And they have been having some issues, and it's all been compiled in a mega thread. So
group chat has leaked.
Yeah, allegedly, because they did throw around a C&D before changing their tone immediately, which we'll get into. They are a drop shipper, basically. So they buy from other people, get them in, and then ship them to the customers. The problem is they haven't been paying their their suppliers. So they're way behind on their suppliers, which means that the suppliers stop sending them stuff, which means that they stop sending their customers stuff after they've received funds. So some of the stories that I've heard are like a guy buys duels for like, say, $7,000 or something like that. It's promised by a certain time to go to a match. The guy misses the match, of course, because they never ship. He's offered a partial refund of like 10%, which is like $700 for this pair of duels that he bought. But he just never this is months
That's
and months
crazy.
later. And so that's just one example of this, but I mean, there's a lot in here. And again, I think there's going to be a dedicated video on this at some point in the future. So there are numerous ongoing issues with Night Vision Network, NVN, and I am making a post to archive it all and warn anyone considering buying from them. So orders never shipping. So this happens a lot. So Night Vision Network sources all units built from Night Vision devices, Nightfall Optics, confirmed by NFN, Custom Night Vision, and other retailers allegedly. There are countless stories of users who paid for products only to never receive them. Some people have waited weeks or even months to over a year with no updates on shipping confirmation. They seem to keep taking payments for goods and services and then failing to deliver.
Right.
Which
I've heard
we see this story. We see the story painted everywhere. It's like Aero Precision. Guess what? They take your money, they don't ship your product, and then allegedly suppliers are 60K to 100K in the hole because Aero isn't even paying them.
Right. I'm not familiar with Night Vision. I'll say that first, but I've heard tidbits and stories. Hey, man, it's been about 6 months since I've gotten my tubes. What's going on? And this is from prior knowledge from the Milspec Mojo Discord server. So that's the only reason I understand what the hell we're talking about right now. Because I was like, oh, where's my nods at? Where's my nods at? And this is not directly tied towards Mojo by any means. This is just me remembering.
Well, this is what happens though when you take money from a company to rep their product, and then they don't deliver. Right, that looks bad on you because you took the money, and then your viewers gave this company their hard-earned money in hopes of receiving a product, and then when they never do, well, that comes back on you because you did take the check.
Right.
So, and no offense to Milspec Mojo, and I'm not sure if he's still sponsored by them or anything like that. As far as I'm concerned, he's a good dude. But yeah,
great guy.
It's the danger of taking any sponsorship, sponsorship. Like Hop and Brass, they do Modern Warriors, Venture Surplus, Blue Force Gear. And if it ever came out that one of those companies was doing something terrible for a long period of time, it would look bad on them, right? Because they'd been repping it for so long. Yeah. It just would. Even if they had done nothing wrong, it would still look bad on them.
Yeah. It's like, I just bought something from America Pipe Dream Apparel. How dare you ship DHL and didn't give me an update? This is horrible. It's sorry. Tidbit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So another allegation is that they are receiving defective or subpar products that weren't what they paid for. So, for instance, with Night Vision, Night Vision's crazy. Okay, certain places you can buy a specific image intensifier and you can get a picture of exactly what that looks like, and sometimes it's a little random. You know, you get a level A, level B, or whatever it happens to be for your specific retailer. It's a mess. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's a scam. It's crazy. So you can buy like a hand select tube, which usually means that you're getting like the best one available or one of the better ones available, but instead they ship you one with like 12 blems on it, and you're like, how I paid you an extra, because buying a hand select tube on some of these places is like an extra $400 to $500, if not. Jeez. Right. And so they take your money for that hand select tube and then give you a blem. Right. So just keep the difference. So Night Vision is sketchy. It is very, very sketchy. And everything else, you can just read this. I mean, unresponsive customer service, unless you make a stink, poor quality, the personal experiences of the guy that didn't get his stuff. And you can just go through the 50, 60 different links on here. And this is the main post here by Judah. Now, this one was funny because they also sent the user a cease and desist after he posted all this stuff. And again,
really,
all he did was post copies of other people's experience, all public information.
Wow.
All things that. So, cease and desist. This is it. Well, he posted this. So if there's private info on here, that's on him for not redacting this before posting this to his public Reddit. Dear Gerald, it has come to our attention that you have made false and defamatory statements about brackets Night Vision Network Inc. because this is most likely just written by AI. ChatGPT is like, hey, write me up a defamation letter or a cease and desist for this guy, and then make it about X company, and then it's just in brackets, and they forgot to remove them, which have harmed our company's reputation. This letter serves as a formal cease and desist notice demanding that you immediately stop making and disseminating defamatory remarks about our corporation. Defamation requires lying, number one, with a willingness to commit harm.
Right.
Like intentionally commit harm. Proving those two things in a court of law is extremely difficult because you have to prove that he knowingly lied about something, which in this case, it's just reposting public information, which doesn't even match that criteria, and actually caused like financial hardship upon your company. Right. So if something's already public and I repost it, you're basically scot-free. Defamation is very, very hard to win in the US specifically. So it is 99% of the time, it is a scare tactic. For instance, I know. Yeah. Oh, Despot says, sorry, I was playing VR. NVN is dead. Who would have guessed? Yeah. Yeah. Well, so just for reference, I know a couple individuals who were sued for $17.6 million.
Holy shit.
In a cease and desist. And it was never even filed.
Oh, they were just like, stop saying these things.
Yeah, and they were like, listen, they're you know what it is. I'll tell you about it later. But I can't name them specifically, but I'll tell you about it after. But it was like, there are 4 accounts of this and this valued at like $4.3 million each with this and this, and then up to $10,000 per instance of this. Like the numbers were just stupid. It was just nutty, ridiculous numbers that they were threatening to come down on these guys with. And it was just like, they never even filed it. It was just a intimidation tactic to ruin. What's up?
What's the early life on NetVision Network? This sounds very 109 defamations sent to people who
totally not their fault.
Hey. No. Illegal.
Yeah.
Jake hates me. So mean.
Jake isn't mean to anybody unless you're a certain Chinese woman.
Yeah. Oh, did he do a super chat? Did I miss something?
He said,
he just said you're submissive and breedable. It's just you got that look about you.
Jake.
Me?
You.
Thanks, Jake. No. Talk about Spaz.
Yeah, you when you had your toilet cam on. Yes, you.
Hey, whoa!
Very submissive and
I was
breedable.
outside,
Right.
sir.
John Smith for $199 says HP and HPX are different, both new. T-Rex has both. Well, that's the nice thing about being a holster manufacturer is people send you early samples so that you can actually make holsters for them. It just happens. So.
That's nice.
It's cool.
Dinosaur man.
Mm-hmm. Das Raus for $20 says, I was looking into NVN for a night vision setup. Randomly in my feed, Reddit sent me a notification from a post about not buying from NVN. I used Brave's AI search and it recommended that I use the other dealers than NVN. Ooh. Yep. And that is what most people would recommend. Now, a slight update to the story because it gets wild. So after sending that guy a AI cease and desist, they then follow it up with a, hey, actually, you should come work for us.
What? I'm sorry. I mean,
they're like,
hell yeah. You know what?
Like, actually, you know what? That was really dumb. Can we pay you to work for us and resolve these complaints? Pretty please?
That's crazy. Where is it? Do you have an article on this?
I have it all in DMs from the guy. Again, I think there's going to be a specific video on it because I want to make this publicly as possible, not 2 hours deep into a live stream, right? Where only a few thousand people are going to see it. I want to make an actual video on this. So this will all be coming out next week or so, hopefully.
Okay.
I need to coordinate with the guy and we'll get it done.
Sounds very
exciting.
SV89 for $2 says, for night vision, check out OTN Solutions GRP based guys. I was looking at custom night vision.
Yeah, I've purchased from them. They are very good.
Let me look.
Because the thing I like about custom night vision is I can buy the specific tube that I want.
Yep.
Like the specific one, right? So I know exactly what I'm getting. Yep. Yeah. Which I like that feature. Guys. I don't know if they're good guys, but I like that feature.
Well, right.
Das Rus for $5 says, I'm going with Steel. Main reason they're local to me and no shipping and handling fees and direct contact. Yeah. So Steel Industries, I worked with Neil at Noise Fighters who sent me 2 PVS 14s to play around with for a while. And I'm pretty sure those were from Steel Industries. So I had those for like 6 months to play around with before I had to send them back. So, and those two guys work well together, and I think that they both do good stuff. So, yeah, Steel's a good company.
Okay.
Huge ass for 109 says, NV, just run a 500,000 lumen spotlight like a man. That's right.
Yeah.
Eat some carrots, sir.
Just duct tape a mag light to your, handguard. It'll be good. It'll be fine.
It worked for Delta Force. It'll work for me, brother.
Damn it. I hate that argument every time. Somebody kill me. Sabartic Psycho for $5 says, Spaz looks like a crackhead who tried stealing heating oil from my neighbor and tried to outrun the two troopers in a Dodge Dakota with no bumpers.
Okay.
There we go.
Get it right.
Hell
it's a
yeah,
Ford
brother.
Explorer with a front broken bumper. Okay. Get it right, please. Everything else, absolutely.
Wait, are you sure about that, John? John says GT was shilling Night Vision Network 2 months ago.
I believe it. I believe anything that man says.
I'm curious.
John, do you have a link for that? Can somebody link me that? Because that's a 30 to 50K ad spot. And if they're spending 30 to 50K on Garanthem rather than shipping products from people who have actually given them money, like what the heck?
Wait, 30 to 50 for one ad spot on one video?
Or a 60 to 90 second ad spot. I've heard crazy numbers.
Boy.
I've heard 30K, 40K. For banner ads, it's different. It is not the same for banner ads, but for a dedicated ad spot in a video, like a 60-second ad spot, it's a lot of money.
Man, I'm in the wrong business.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, if somebody has a link for that from a couple months ago, I know back in the day he did like years ago, but just a couple months ago, that's wild that they're pulling that shenanigans.
Oh no!
Right now,
sorry, I got into a tangent. I looked at I was looking at Granthem's channel. I'm like, Force Reset Trigger. Okay, he did that recently.
Yeah, I know when what went under the SDI, when that fell apart, he picked up a bunch of different like random. I think that may have been one of them. He might be right.
Nice kid.
Never mind.
This
I have
all
some shenanigans. I'm going to pull it and ram it.
We're going to CND from Grantham now that we're talking about him again.
You guys are freaking fast. Gosh dang it. They brought me this instantaneously. So apparently the 2 minute. Okay, so it's a banner ad.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was 2 months ago.
Tons of great things for them. And of course, if you're looking to buy, if you're looking to rent Night Vision.
Oh, hey, it's everyone's favorite Treadcath.
Go and check them out. You can.
Treadcath, you say?
Where?
Does he have a traditional merit? Oh, had.
Did he have one in the first place?
No. So that is Night Vision Network as of 2 months ago being rep. Now, a banner ad is not the same as a insert, like a solid 60-second block. So that is not the same price. So, for instance, I was offered $1,000 for a insert ad for what was it? It was for a no. Glock. I would say 50K. Okay, and they would be like, they would tell me no, and I'd be like, yeah, that's right. You can afford this camp, sir. What do you think I am? Regular guy training? I mean, yeah, I think. Sorry, I was offered $1,000 for a video on a Glock mag disassembly tool. And I was like,
okay, yeah.
Sorry, I just saw somebody in the chat say that GT would grape Spaz.
No, I don't want to be a concubine with the freaking Grand Ram Ranch. Please. I would kill for an M240 Bravo.
Yeah,
I would never do that. No, I won't do.
You're offering me $1,000 for the video, and I was like, I don't think so. Like that. What a lame video.
And that's why everyone has such a huge amount of respect for you.
I mean, I could use $1,000 for sure for a simple video. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
but I don't want to just like push garbage on the
quality
guys. Especially
over
you guys are insanely generous hanging out with me for 2 hours on a live stream. Now we're at the 2 hour mark, which is basically wraps up everything that I have to talk about. Do you guys want to see Russian Spetsnaz cringe training shoots another trainer?
Yeah. He did what?
I can go to 8:30. That sounds like a great idea.
Well, so let me see. It is in here. Flashback. Sony Puzikas. Now, I was not familiar with this guy. I had seen him before. You missed the spot. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so let me pull this up here. So this is on the Discord, which you can find a link somewhere. You have to pass the airlock. If you're not smart enough to pass the airlock, you probably can't come onto the server. But we have in the live submission area, we have this Sony Pazuki's guy, and I was like, okay, interesting. He's a little wacky, so we're gonna look at some of this stuff. He may or may not have shot someone.
Oh, may or may not.
A fellow instructor in a go ahead. A fellow instructor in a shoot house. So why don't we take a look at this for just? But before we get to that, sorry, huge ass for $4.99 says GT Shield, a sketchy company. No way, I'm shocked. Shocked.
Wow,
well,
who could have thought?
Not that shocked.
Right. I'm gonna grab another beer. I'll be right
back. Huge ass for $1.99 says too bad divorces don't cure GT's lisp. Does GT have a lisp?
Huh.
Yes, Logan, that is the pirouette of death. We are about to watch the ballerina of death in motion.
What? He said he was in shoot house. I shoot into a house. He happened to be there.
This is much longer than 6 years ago. This was filmed like 15 years ago, I want to say. But this is the meme if you guys have seen it.
Yeah. Shit, I came back at a good time.
Whoa.
Sunny Puzikas with forward training concepts. Just a tip, just for a minute. Today we will go slightly more than a minute since topic warrants it. And the topic is something that created quite a bit of noise, controversy, hatred.
Yep.
Outright ignorance and arrogance, many comments. A few years ago, with the release of Panteo Productions video fighting.
Well, so remember, we've covered Panteo Productions a couple times on the show for just some of the old wacky stuff that they've put out. And they've had some really big people on their channel. Or their old production firms. And they still have a backlog of some really great stuff. And this Sunny Pujiska is just one of their old contributors.
With AK lost in translation. Apparently things did get lost in translation, or it didn't really even take to speak in foreign language to get a lot of good folks confused. And of course I'm talking about
it does kind of look like the same guy from the Sigma, just a little bit older.
He has eyebrows.
I can't get over the restless jogger comment.
Yeah, just a little older and dropping the fake Russian accent.
I
It's
think
just
the
like a normal
leukemia
white dude.
hit him from like top down, but kind of stopped near the eyebrows. I see
Spreaded,
a little
yeah.
bit of hair. Yeah.
controversial something that was named by Panteo Productions as a blooming death.
Blooming death. So
this video.
You are about to witness the most defensive Russian Spetsnaz training thing you could possibly imagine. Just make sure everybody in a 360-degree window is dead. Or at least in danger.
I'm so excited.
I will let you
What
watch
hostages?
The uninterrupted 2 minutes something segment directly from the Panteo DVD.
Got it.
Dealing directly with the
Hell yeah.
topic. You can hear the explanation. You can hear exactly what was in DVD. That is no longer available, by the way. And I will make my comments later. Enjoy the show.
I'm not gonna enjoy this show. I'm sorry. Let you know.
You must enjoy. How many cameramen does it go through a year?
Holy shit, yeah.
Yeah, hazard pay as a cameraman. That's good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you've heard of Grand Thumb. Now you have AK Thumb.
How long is this channel? How old is this video? I'm sorry. This feels like 2003 vibes.
No. This is a re-upload. This is not from 2018.
Okay,
This
so
is from Panteo Productions, which was very popular in like the mid 2000s to early 2010s. So
Right.
this was filmed like 15 plus years ago at this point.
Okay, got it.
It's very unusual, very rare. Hopefully, no one will ever have to deploy something like that. This skill was born due to the real situation that happened to a certain individual in a certain part of the world few maybe years, maybe decades back. We will not discuss the details. The said individual was the sole survivor of a long gunfight.
Street warfare.
And he was
Hood
surrounded
warfare.
by numerous
The streets of
adversaries.
Tarkov, I was.
His choices were very limited.
Interhood ballistic
Adversaries were
missile.
surrounding him in the 360-degree environment.
So apparently, this just for some context, this is apparently a reenactment of a story he was told of somebody else who got into a gunfight. He was the last surviving member of his team or something like that, and he had enemies in a 360-degree area around him. And so to not get pinned down, he used both firearms at the same time while spinning and using the pistol for his precision shooting and the rifle for suppressing fire.
What COD perk is that? Isn't that like Overkill or something where you can have a
Right.
primary?
Yeah.
And would have meant certain
impromptu DQ training. We're gonna get into that later. Yes, very impromptu.
Where's your tourniquet? Well, fuck.
As his back would have been turned to numerous other adversaries. So what he did, he basically deployed a rifle and a handgun at the same time with a continuous circular motion, using his handgun as a precision weapon, engaging the targets, and using his rifle, blind firing the
Jason
rifle
Bourne,
to
Jesus
suppress
Christ.
people behind them, forcing them basically
Jason
to
Bourne
duck
comes
out of
to
the
you.
line of fire. The basic technique that he used was kind of interesting, and I'll show you the mechanics. So here we go.
Pain.
At least
those are both loaded weapons.
Thank fucking God.
Well, I know it is funny that he is pointing loaded weapons at the cameraman, finger or thumb on the trigger. It's just a little sketch. Now, when he actually performs it, he's much more deliberate with where he's pulling the trigger, fortunately.
Right.
Ugh.
Yeah.
He's like, yes, I used this tactic one time.
Now it's like I love how they're like, okay, now let's slow it. I actually need this as a GIF now. I need this as a reaction GIF.
We can make that a GIF.
Yeah. Because I like how they slow it down with rock to make it more intense.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is a Cabela's DVD special. I'll find this in like a bargain bin underneath a couple dog toys.
Magpul art of whatever deleted scenes.
Now, fortunately, with live ammo, he does not do the full 360 spin and shoot.
I thought we were going there, and I was so prepared for it. I'm like, yep.
I'll try spinning. That's a good trick.
Right.
360 degrees.
Oh, is he full spinning with this one? Please, I want to see the full spin.
Please do it.
Cameraman said, I'm going to get below the bullets. I'll be more safe.
Yeah, right.
Bullets go overhead, not through.
All right, so the cameraman's like, you want me to lay down? He's like, yeah, on the ground, please.
Overhead, not through body.
Believe me, this good angle.
As a former camera guy for a training company, no.
Does it seem like his bags are in the wrong place? I don't know.
No,
you know, I could. There are other things I could critique about this video other than his mag placement. So,
there's more.
But yeah, I'm actually not sure. Oh, dude, yeah, Zenitco dynamics. That's right. Not Full dynamics, Zenitco dynamics.
We have Polliner Tactical join this guy up in current year what he's doing.
We use this in hostage situation. Solve,
You shoot
solve,
this
solve
hostage.
two problems, one bullet.
Oh, God.
What hostage?
So that's what's in the video. This is again 2 minutes and few seconds.
So he's just going over all the hate that video created online because, again, it's a little silly. That's the thing. The guy's pedigree, whatever he's done, that's all cool. Well, maybe not all of it's cool, but when you post something very silly like that, of course people are going to critique you, regardless if it's just a story that he heard told from somebody else. When you demo the deadly pirouette, as some might say, it's gonna attract some attention. Now, here is a little statement from Soldier Systems. This is back in 2012. So that video, I believe, predates that. Right? So there's a statement from the range owner regarding a recent accidental shooting. That's called foreshadowing, gentlemen. All right, so let's read the details. So, hello, my name is Len Bexley. I'm the founder of Texas Defensive Shooting Academy, TSDA. All right, we can move down here. Just a short lead-in for everyone to understand how it got to this point. Sonny, that is Sonny Pujiska, the guy that we just saw in the video, is a member of TDSA. He asked to rent a portion of the TDSA range for a 2-day class. He expected a large number of students, and he advised he had one main assistant instructor, Maxim Franz, and several other assistant instructors. I estimated there to be 2 to 4 extra assistant instructors, but I am only estimating that number. The first day was a static type shooting, which I observed while I was doing my other range duties. Other than yelling at a few students for forgetting to wear their glasses, I personally observed no safety issues. That would be funny. You buy this class from this Sunny guy, and then you get yelled at in this broken English for not having your safety glasses on. I want that video.
Where is your optics on your eyes? Put them on now. Right now.
I personally observed no safety issues. The second day was going to be using a section of the range we call the City. The City is a 200-yard long live fire area with multiple ballistic rooms. Due to heavy rains Saturday night, that section of the range was not usable, so I built a 3-room shoot house for them to use in the front of the range. I closed down the range for the class so that they would not have to worry about regular range members getting in their way. It is very important that everyone know I inquired of Sonny and Maxim as to how they wanted to use the shoot house. At that time, both Sonny and Maxim stated that they were going to run each student through the shoot house one at a time while the instructor held on to the shooter's belt. They then said so they are leading their students through a shoot house while holding on to the guy's belt, so they are right behind them the whole time. They then said that they will only, after several hours of dry runs, empty and unloaded, that's normal, firearms. After hearing their training plan, I agreed to let them use the shoot house. Skipping back to day 2, after building the 3-room shoot house that morning, several hours passed. I later observed Maxim conducting exactly what they had previously described. Maxim appeared to have half the class and was teaching them how to maneuver through the shoot house with unloaded guns. I did observe Gene, assistant instructor that was shot, in the room with the class while Maxim was conducting training. Fast forward to later in the day, sometime past 5 p.m. I know this because it was getting dark with the recent time change. The class was now getting into the darkness due to the large class. I advised Sonny that I was leaving the range. Sonny then said, we promised them a live fire run through the shoot house, and we are not going to break that promise. We only have 2 students left, though. As a TDSA range member, Sonny has access to the range front gate. Sonny said he would lock up, so I left. A lot of things are kind of going wrong. You're getting towards the end of a very long 2-day class. It's getting dark. You're leading students through a shoot house. There's little things here are starting to set you up for failure, right?
Right.
All right. And now here's what, I was later notified about the shooting and went back to the range. Gene had already been transported to the hospital and the Dallas sheriff's officer was on scene. And here is what Sonny said to me. Keep in mind that Sonny is... Sorry, let me get rid of Garanthan. This is Sonny. So this is the gentleman who shot Gene. I was standing out front of the shoot house talking with students. I was taking some money and shaking hands and saying bye to students. I had heard the last shooter's number called out, number 41. It seems that 41 was the last student that day. So I knew the last shooter was going inside to shoot. I heard the shooting stop. I did not hear shooting for a while. I finished saying goodbye, so I decided to make a run in the house before I left. So Sonny, without knowing if the shoot house is clear or not, in the dark, decides to do an unannounced run in the shoot house.
No.
I said goodbye, so I decided to make a run in the shoot house before I left. I made the statement, I am going to do a run. And then I heard standing behind me respond, so behind him, also outside, kind of irrelevant, saying, okay. I did not turn around, so I don't know who said okay to me. I wrongfully assumed it was clear to go. I pulled my pistol out, set up, and started coming around the corner like this. Sonny then demonstrated how he did that, which was pieing the corner. I shot 3 quick shots at the far left targets, then 3 quick shots at the far right target, and then 3 quick shots at the close right target, just inside the room. I then heard someone say, "You shot me."
Holy fuck.
Of course. So I cleared my pistol, went over and "Where are you shot?" And he said the stomach. So I ran back out of the house and yelled for the trauma bags and to dial 911 and to ask for a help. I went back in to attend to Gene. So Gene, the instructor who was inside the shoot house when this gentleman started to his run, was standing near the. I shot it and was hit with all 3 rounds.
Holy fuck.
So again, end of the day, everybody's tired from doing this. It's now dark outside. You're going into a shoot house that was built that morning, so there's probably no light on the inside, and you just know where the targets are, so you're just blind firing in their direction. This may have been pre when weapon-mounted pistol lights were common, and without positive ID, he shoots the instructor 3 times.
Holy fuck.
So
I don't have a comment
he
for
was-
that. That's just insane.
Yeah, so he was hit once in the right hand, once in the right bicep, so probably a pass-through shot, and then twice in the lower abdomen.
Oh my god.
Very lucky to be alive. The student was also in the same room, but the student did not get shot. So the instructor who was leading that shooter through the shoot house, doing whatever with him, he took the bullets for the student, basically.
Wow.
Sonny said, I never saw them in the room, which means that it must have been pitch black.
Right. It's
And you were
late
just
at
shooting
night.
into the
You're
dark.
like, okay, let me run this drill. You hear somebody behind you. Okay, cool. I'm shooting this drill. I'm shot.
Why does this paper target look an awful like one of my instructors?
Why is it moving? You know,
What's
it just
it talking?
actually his Spetsnaz training went into effect. It's like, doesn't matter who's ever moving in this house is going down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Hostage, Batten, doesn't matter. They're going down. Yeah, Daco says built different. Oh my gosh, that's good. Get down, paying customer.
That's horrible. Did he survive? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so no, he did survive. So he got shot again.
Gene is alive.
Hand into bicep, 1 shot, and then 2 into the stomach.
Thank fucking God.
Miserable.
Oh my God.
So Gene was shot with the first 3 rounds fired, so he had no warning. So Gene is just in there with a student, walking him through the process, maybe clearing a malfunction, something, and then this idiot comes in behind him and shoots him 3 times.
The American pig.
3 times.
Like, come on.
In the very first room, the very first target that this guy goes after is a live human. Again, it's just that Spetsnaz training kicking in. It's just instinct at that point.
Remember, no Russian.
The funny thing is, this is old school, so you know this isn't bill drill, like, you know, like quarter-second splits. This is bang, 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 more than likely.
Right? Yeah.
So he knew what
and
the
it's
fuck he
bang,
was
bang,
doing.
bang, 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 bang. Because he finishes shooting all 3 targets in there, and then hears somebody say, "Hey, you shot me."
Unloads and shows clear.
I wonder if we can follow up with this of like maybe if there's a police case of a breakdown.
I'm sure it keeps going. So
I really hope there's a like breakdown, map wise, maybe the room, targets, how that could have occurred.
So Sonny was not doing a failure drill and was not aiming at a headshot of a paper target or, of course, a person.
Praise God.
Very fortunately, was not aiming at the head for this one. Sonny did announce his intent to shoot in the house and believed he was given clearance to enter by somebody behind him who has no knowledge of whether or not that building is clear.
Right.
And as you, as the instructor, as the lead instructor, it is your job to clear the shoot house. So, Sonny did then and still does accept responsibility for his actions, resulting in Gene's injury, which is as appropriate because it is his responsibility. And there were medics on scene and all this other stuff. So, fortunately for him, he received medical attention immediately before getting transport to the hospital. So, if you're gonna get shot, one of the better places to get shot with immediate medical attention.
Right. I always get made fun of because I bring a tourniquet with me when I go to USPSA matches, but I've seen some dumb motherfuckers run USPSA matches.
That's the thing with this. A tourniquet wouldn't have even helped. It would have helped for the arm, but he had two shots in his stomach.
I'm just making,
yeah, 100%. I have one on my belt when I run matches.
Yeah. If somebody gets shot in the fucking leg because they're running, we had a guy running an 8-shooter 38 special, and I'm like, no.
Yeah. But that's basically and this is from the owner of the range, the founder of TDSA. So it's a little cagey and a little lawyery, but it's also just explaining the situation. And it's also trying to make sure that he's saying this was not my fault. I was not there. There were multiple certified instructor range members there that were running this course, and it was completely on Sonny who shot this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Sonny was also featured in Modern Warrior. Is that the one?
Oh gosh, is that the?
Yeah, where's Baba Yaga now?
We can probably win some cowboy matches with this. Pretty unique holster. It's actually
that piece of shit holster.
It's the Makarov holster where it chambers around.
Hell yeah!
Fucking
of all people to demonstrate.
Was it really? Is it really the one that chambers around?
Yes. So it's Spetsnaz. What happens is you have your Makarov. It's there's no bolt in the chamber. You
Israeli carry.
Israeli carry. You rack the holster with the slide and present, and you have now round in the chamber.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of gimmicky.
He was anytime they had Spetsnaz guys on, he was the guy. So he's in Panteo Productions. He's in these old History Channel shows back in the day. So he's been around, and then he shoots somebody.
Oh my goodness!
Patented in Mother Russia. As I press the weapon down, it's going to eject the currently chambered round. Chamber the next round in.
Former Spetsnaz operative.
Disengage the safety.
I'm gonna go buy one of those holsters
now. The fact that he's doing that around all those people too. I mean, obviously, like it's probably cleared or whatnot, but I just it's always a little disconcerting. I need that meme. Right, where he turns around and shoots somebody. Oh, that's good. That's funny.
Where's he now?
Shadow Force.
Actually, let me go back to his Shadow Force.
He mentioned it. How the holster wasn't actually used by Spetsnaz. It was just a gimmick. Oh, cool. They definitely use these.
No, he's still around.
Doing
sorry.
Training?
He has the Gospel of Violence podcast. This was 4 months ago.
Oh no!
We have to do a follow-up video, put him on stream. Hell yeah! Oh, I'm sorry. Revisiting Lost Stroke. What was that?
What was that?
I think that's the Australian Ongo Bongo sounds.
You're to witness something monumental.
It is fucking beautiful.
Nice.
Go to this website. See if we can do classes.
Bro, Shooter Fighter Matrix. This is wild.
The Adidas jacket with the guy at the goatee.
Ask not what your enemy can do to you. Ask what you can do to your enemy.
The Russian
3 shots to the abdomen, apparently.
Shooter Fighter Matrix 2 out of 5 DP class.
Where does he do these classes? I'll go to a class. And
hell yeah. Probably Florida.
Probably
shoot house
Florida.
PTSD.
Okay.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So it's just
Dude,
force
fuck
on
it.
force. Force
I've
on
never wanted to
range.
take the
Yeah,
class
like-
more.
This is
Oh,
a
DP, sorry.
penetration.
Deep penetration classes. Okay. All right. Bezlot school children screaming in
Very
horror
deep.
reading that.
What the fuck are we watching?
Bro.
Deep penetration classes. I need to
Good
sign
for
up for
very
that.
structured.
Holy
Didn't give
fuck.
something like the response. Stole it from him. Uses the phrase, let the feet feet, let the gun gun. And you kind of go like, yeah, that's pretty profound. The question now is whether your feet that doing that, all that feeding, things that feet do, how well they are trained.
Why are you shooting one-handed,
This looks retarded. I'm sorry. I'm
Forget
one-handed.
about it,
Check that.
You lost me. At
When I
deep
say how well are they trained, now we start connecting. Okay, so my feet are gonna do what they need to do.
Bro, I need to get this guy and Ben Staker and Matt Pranka on a live stream together.
Yes, holy fuck, that'd be great.
And Hop, so you can ask him if he ate breakfast that morning.
Right. Deep penetration. Do they work with Redwater? Probably.
Yes,
Probably.
absolutely.
Dude, it's Chewy. It's good production value. Surprisingly, for 800 views, it doesn't look bad. I mean,
Okay.
the content is cringe, but it doesn't look
The
bad.
question is it better than my YouTube video, John?
Dude, go to his website. I need to sign up for a class.
Bro, but what about this? This
Now, we
looks
need to
amazing.
define what they need to do.
Dude, yeah, Instructor Zero is still making stuff, and he's still wacky. He's still a wacky man.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Still a wacky man. Still doing stuff.
To allow my gun to do what my gun needs to do. But all of that needs to be done in a fashion that minimizes my
Reducing unpressurized and unchallenged exposure. Why would you want to reduce unchallenged exposure? I would want as much unchallenged exposure as possible.
openness.
But what is up with all this retarded word salad? Put two hands on the gun, you idiot.
Yeah, right.
And unpressurized and challenged exposure.
Like, I get maneuvering around objects and shooting. Like, that's just part of practical shooting. It's just
He's
doing
just
that.
built different, bro. You wouldn't get it.
He's forged in a different fire.
And an all water PMC.
To my opponent.
Oh.
So would you say as you come out there, if you simply focusing on accurate hits, when you're coming out from that, you know, into that first doorway, and then you start rounding that the most.
If you're only focused on accurate hits, this is the most Russian thing I've ever heard. Listen, guys, accurate hits, forget about it.
Accuracy through volume.
Where's that one video of the guy running through a hall or running up the stairwell to PKM, just absolutely dumping the fuck out of every single wall? It's like, nah, there's no worry about not getting fired. Just shoot
The
them
Israeli
shit.
one where they were just going through a building and like demolishing everything. Yeah.
Yes.
They're just shooting into
Precisely.
shadows, shooting into corners. Like, if you're gonna
Exactly.
do that. Just drop a bomb on the building. Forget about it.
Unaccurate fire. Just shoot that way. It's okay.
Up front barrel, right? How quickly you started putting the shots.
Yeah, why does
Should
he
the
keep shooting
focus be
one-handed?
focusing on hitting the target only? Okay. Most
what up
likely
with
your
that?
shots only started when you already have full body in the open, and now you have that extension and you're working.
Why?
Somewhere in between there, he saw what? This, that, but nothing is being projected towards him. Hopefully your gun is in the fight, so at least there is that pressure, right? But are you putting anything effective on him to diminish his functionality? What is the most dangerous part?
That's the high pitched whine. Everything else is good, but the high pitched whine is bad. I want to see him
Call
demo
it
it.
fatal funnel when you're entering the room, right? Is when you're entering the door.
A fatal funnel. A
I'm looking
fatal
at the
funnel
website.
is any shoot house that he's in. That is the fatal funnel.
So in the 2.5, in the geometry of that drill, what are the most dangerous? Is entry and exit, not while you're floating in there.
Dude, that's got to be Florida.
As I step
Look
in,
at the trees and the ground.
square one. I didn't step far enough, which means I'm going to have to cross. I'm still staying on square one. I'm still on square one. I transition. I'm on square two.
At
I have
no
something-
point did you have to let go of the gun though.
There on his website, I just
GBRS group if they were good.
right. Look at what I just sent you. That's the first thing you see.
Did you put it in the
website.
private chat or did
I
you put it
DM'd
in
it?
the
I DM'd
You know
it
what
to
vibes this is giving me? It's giving me Voda vibes. You guys remember Voda?
Can you just send me the link to the website? I'll pull it up.
Yes. Sorry. The first thing you see on the website is that, and I'm like, that's funny because don't be shot. I mean,
oof. No. It says don't be a shitty student.
Don't shoot your students is what the book title should fucking be.
50,000 cups of coffee. Damn, brother.
Whoa!
What the hell?
Instructor development course, Jacksonville, Texas, $1,400.
John, we're flying out. We're going to this class. Okay.
Longevity and motion, neuromuscular re-education to keep you in the fight with Bill Paravano. What is this? Gospel of Violence podcast, Sunny Vision, musings on violence, big screen TV and music.
Lost Arrow says, "Nah, he's near me."
Combatives training. What do we got? Is this it? Come on, I want to see training. Force on force, AIR, Hitbot, firearms training. This month, Shooter Fighter Matrix 2. How much is it? That's tomorrow. Can we make it, Spaz?
If I fly out tonight, yes, I'll be there.
Okay.
I'll be on the tail end at the very end of the match so I can get shot.
Does it say how much?
This class will take you where nobody wants to go, into the reality of the gunfight. The moments where if you were watching someone else in a situation, you'd most likely quietly say, he's effed. All right.
Yeah, that instructor was pretty effed. Sorry.
Learn more. What are we gonna say? $600,
dude,
for 2 days. So it's not that it's that expensive, but I'm seeing a lot of one-handed pistol shooting.
I'm not doing that.
Around barrels. So, Fight Hacker Escapeology or similar classes taken prior to taking this class will significantly enhance students' ability to process and absorb the material and adapt to extracting the most from the class.
$600 for a 2-day class is fucking crazy when it compares to people who
Day one is elevated weapon handling to a state of free flow. That's right. Got to enter the free flow with your firearms. Purpose design drills to enhance weapons handling skills toward the level of subconscious competence. Challenge access from concealment and weapon retention. Re-engineering shooting platform for mobility, dissection, and reevaluation of how we shoot and how it affects our ability to move. The science of vertical displacement. In-depth work on learning transitions into how to fight from lower positions. 360-degree coverage from 3 levels, deep study of move access, shoot equation, and its adoption. This does sound like a methed out version of Travis Haley's biomechanical thing where you go for 3 days and you get your body,
your brain.
set up, brain scan, body scans, and you find your natural point of aim and all this other stuff.
Phenar scan.
But did Travis Haley shoot a guy?
He did ND a couple times, didn't he?
That was pretty funny. The fact that was caught on camera.
Right.
Totally meant to do that.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. Kinesiology. Kinesiology.
Yes.
Kinesiology, whatever that is.
Fucking insane. Oh, yeah. Can we clip that? Clip that.
No, that's the Haley clip where they just removed everything.
He's breathing. Do you not know that?
Oh, yeah. It's like the same
you thought
thing
I was
fucking
just
Randy
breathing
Savage
heavily
was-
into the mic. All right.
It's the fucking
DM Louise has a great point. Says for $2, the more gun slop changes, the more it stays the same. True.
gun slop
Never changes.
Yeah.
An axe to grind who posted this originally says, glad you enjoyed the sunny flashback. Crazy times. We did indeed. That was a great submission. That was hilarious.
Amazing.
Nox Spectre for $2 says, look up The Last Starfighter Death Blossom. Is it the same thing?
Sounds like some hentai.
Wait, is it? Let me see. Is it just
I
a
don't know,
clip
that
from The
one
Last
video
There's some
Starfighter?
anime shit.
Yeah. The one video on his YouTube channel was like a bikini shot, a lower bikini shot with like 2 pistols in between the straps. So like, I don't know what this guy's, what his gain is. Oh, it's an old movie. What's chat?
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's where he spins around a bunch and then takes out the enemy ships. Okay, I see. Yeah, it's been forever since I've seen that film. Thank you for that.
Got it.
Tusk the Third for 199 says, "I'd rather train under Lugaru."
Lugaru.
Yeah, if you're in Texas, Lost Arrow, just go to the website. It is Sunny Fujiska Productions. I think Spaz is just going to post it in general.
I'll do it right now.
This
Tusk
guy
the
got
Third
an
for
Instagram.
199 says the Tasmanian Devil Drill, Taz for short. Actually, that's a good question. Does this guy have a where'd it go?
Never hit follow harder.
Also, don't be a shitty student. That's his book.
He has a Facebook. I don't see a Instagram.
I follow him on Facebook.
I can't make fun of
I
him.
know it's meant for like 50-year-olds, but I'll go on Facebook.
Tusk the Third for 109 says Tasmanian Devil Drill, Taz for short. Yeah. Chuck for $2 says, "Bro is a scav IRL."
I was gonna say scav final boss.
Scav final boss. Yeah. SB89 for $2 said, "This dude is probably harder than anti-hero dudes. He's something. You know,
he ain't on
is
TRT.
Yeah." No weak sauce for him. Todd and Dogs for $2 says he was in the movie Daylight's End.
No way.
Well,
Wow.
on his
No
website,
way.
he had a picture, or he had a section for his.
I remember that movie.
I don't remember that movie, but I'll take your guys' word for it.
I don't.
I
Yeah, I've
see
never seen this.
your.
This looks like slop. Is it
Daylight's
good?
End, 'cause he had a big screen TV and movies. Yeah, Daylight's End. Oh yeah, and he's in a few other movies as well.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, dude, can we watch the trailer for this? We can. Gosh dang it, Tom
Oh.
Dogs.
What's the Rotten Tomato score? 43%. Okay. Let's.
43% isn't bad. So this is Sinners and Saints, 13 years ago. Trailer, all out action. It's a green preview, so we shouldn't be.
Wait, do we have
bad.
permission slips? It says right.
Hold on, my mom didn't give me permission to watch
Yeah.
You'll be fine. This isn't the Red Band trailer. You'll be fine.
Cover your eyes, child.
Shaky cam, 2010 energy, low budget cop uniforms, quick
Where's
cuts.
Bajitsky?
Bro, who is that? Like discount Aaron Taylor Johnson or something? He's mewing. Boss Rutan is in there. Kickboxer from back in the day. Did he give me the wrong link from his website?
He played one of the black guys.
Yeah.
it's like fucking Tropic Thunder. He's black.
I put the blackface on for the movie.
Yes, I am the bad guy. He's like, we're gonna watch
Call
this
of Duty
tonight.
Black Ops. What? He was in Call of Duty Black Ops?
No.
What?
It's on his
No.
website. Says he was in Call of Duty Black Ops, Deadliest
Oh.
Warrior, of course.
My
Guys,
God.
we see these images? Oh, there's him and what's his name?
Oh God.
Him and
Please don't ruin my entire childhood.
well,
Oh,
no, this is that
Tactical
movie.
Response. James Yeager.
Yeah. Yes. This is that movie though, because this is the main star from that movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I
he
guess
must
Yeager
have a
did
part in there.
training for the actors.
Probably.
Maybe he just did the training for the actors. Maybe that's what
That
it was.
could be it. Unmarked Soldier number 3. That was me, guys. It was me.
So maybe he
Makes sense.
trained the guys for the mocap for Black Ops.
Maybe. That sounds.
I might have to take a course just to ask.
Yeah, you were in Saints
Yeah.
and Sinners, right?
It's my
He's gonna
favorite
say-
movie.
I was gonna say, "Fuck you."
As Renko, Solace, Sunny, Puzikas. Movie clip? Can we see the movie clip? Oh shoot. This is definitely gonna be copyrighted, but can we just see him in action here?
Oh, oh, it's black guy. It's him.
I'm sorry.
That guy's hecka dead.
Could you go back like 10 clicks? That looked exactly like Grantham, the man. Yeah, he had the flannel on.
Whoa, hey, you watch it. Asian guy, random woman. Is that him? I think that's him right there.
Yeah,
I think that's him. That's the man.
there he is, right there.
What a great still. I'm gonna get you.
Slide lock.
Bro, the stock sound effects. I love it.
I'm gonna watch this in the Discord tonight. I don't know about you guys.
Okay, that guy gets shot up and killed. That's him right there?
Yeah.
There he is. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Like the piss out of the guy in front of you.
Okay, get him. Oh wait, no, that's the stunt double. That would change. That's not him.
Jeez, what's going on in this fucking movie?
He's carrying the AK mag in the back pocket the same way.
Now he's down. What a great screenshot. Sonny, Sonny, no. Don't go behind that car, Sonny. Misfot TV for $4.99 says it's not a lisp, it's a drunken slur because he never came back from getting milk and cigarettes.
Crazy.
Very sad. Thank you for the $4.99, Misfot. Todd and Dog says, yeah, he was in the movie Daylight's End. He is Russian. Yeah, I don't think that was ever necessarily in doubt unless he was pulling a FPS Russia, which would be quite funny. Below average Utah Dad 499 says, what country's ground force is barrels again?
Huh, I get it.
I don't. What does he mean? What does he mean by that?
Oh, that like the actual blue barrels, maybe. He's shooting the blue barrels. I think that's what he was saying.
Oh, all right.
Right.
But that is the flat range action group, the FAGs. Very synonymous with their use of blue barrels. Well, all right, gentlemen. I think that wraps it up for tonight. We went a little bit longer than expected, but unless any of you fine gentlemen has something to add to the night's festivities, I think that's a good place to call it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Only note to leave: please check out my YouTube video. It sucks. I know that I have some things to improve upon. Like audio is a big fucking thing. I'm talking like this, and then it immediately cuts to a different part of the video where I'm talking like this. So. I don't know. Please check it out. It'd be much appreciated.
Is your handle just Spaz Guy?
Yeah, it's Spaz Guy.
Okay.
There's some guy named Spaz on YouTube. He's a
I will post it again in the chat. It is posted and pinned.
Thank you.
In the chat. Motto, what you got? What you got coming up tomorrow? What are you most excited for at NRAM?
I have a couple of companies that I want to troll. I got some pictures of some guns we're going to take pictures of, make memes about that are on the show floor. I want to talk to a couple of different manufacturers about a lot of different things. Like I'm going to hit up Troy because I single-handedly plan on bringing Troy Industries back. We're so back.
Back from the dead.
And demand that Ruger make an SFAR Gen 3. That's yeah, that's big on my plate.
Hop says that you and him have a date.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. I want to see if I can get him drunk tomorrow night. That'd be kind of fun.
I don't think he's going to say no. Okay, if I know it, I don't think Hop's going to say no to
Ooh, free drinks? Is that a roofie? I guess I'll drink it.
Anything to edge the pain at this point. Edge?
Oh no,
no.
No.
All right, so Spaz, you got a new video in the
bully
works?
companies.
Oh, okay. So I have a new video idea. The plans for it fell through this weekend. It was going to be simple gun slop, AK versus AR. Holy crap! It's an easy topic to cover, and I think I can maybe make something decent out of it.
Sure,
but it's been overdone. So
it's making fun of the slop content. That is the next slop genre to come out. Is what I do, which is making fun of the slop content and then
post-irony.
Post-irony slop, yes.
Yes.
But self-aware post-ironic slop
Right.
content is my forte, personally.
None of my content should be taken seriously. I'm inexperienced. It's funny. You know.
But yeah, for me, I have another video coming out this week or Monday or something like that. I have 2 videos for Gun.Deals coming out next week. Of course, you can check the one that I posted this morning on the Night Force NXS 2.5 to 10 by 42, which is a $2,000 2.5 to 10. That's okay. Straight up okay.
It's all right.
But yeah, with all that out of the way, gentlemen, I want to thank my 2 kind guests for showing up, and Hop and Brass as well for giving us about 20 minutes of their time and having a nice chat about the SIG 320 scandal going on. That was very appreciated. Good time with them. I want to thank every single one of you people watching right now. You guys are extremely generous. You keep the show going, and for that, we appreciate it. Well, at least most of you appreciate it, but I personally do. So thank you to each and every one of you out there. And with all that out of the way, gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. God bless.
Peace
Good night, guys.